Stocks back to the upside here this morning. We'll show you the market here in a second. Just getting August retail sales data on a month-over-month basis, 0.6% to the upside versus consensus 0.2%, so better than expected. Export and import prices coming in here for August as well, 0.3% for both to the upside. That was versus a negative expectation there. Negative 0.2 was expected on the export side, positive 0.1 expected on the import side of things. Overall, retail sales, if you take out autos, 0.7 to the upside versus a flat print that was expected on that. We'll get some manufacturing production data coming up at 9:15 this morning. Business inventories at 10 o'clock as well. The big checkpoint on the economic calendar, of course, coming up tomorrow afternoon. We will hear from Fed Chair Powell, 2:30. Will they cut 25 basis points? Will they cut 50 basis points? We'll have to stick around to find out. It's going to be 25. A lot of people think it should be 50, but it's going to be 25. Sharif back in the chair this morning. Oracle seems to have won the TikTok lottery,
I guess.
Yeah, we'll see.
Supposedly some other companies are involved, Brendo. No details as of yet as to what the deal is going to be, but obviously Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, saying that a deal had been reached, and we know President Donald Trump and President Xi slated to speak on Friday, possibly to formalize the deal. All ears, so we'll be covering that for you. There's a lot to talk about today, guys. Yes, MetaConnect 2025, and oh baby, Brendo, are we going to get that first actual consumer wearable virtual reality glasses? That's what's being spoken. But what do they call them? They're calling them HYPERNOVA, Brendo. They're dropping the ORION Meta, whatever they were kind of prototypes last year. So I'm all ears to see, well, I should say maybe not all ears, but yeah, exactly, to see what this one's going to look like. Yeah. And a bunch of other headlines. Google investing some money out in England, and Tesla up nicely again.
I mean, they just came out with those Oakley ones.
They did.
Well, the Meta Oakley collab as well on the smart glasses. So we'll watch out for that. Here's Oracle right now, 2 days in a row. Nice gap higher. We are giving some back. Got up to 320 to start things off, back to about 315. Currently, just hearing Canadian CPI coming through there as well. Boy. 3% versus a prior 3%. How is so that in line with expectations, I guess, there for Canadian inflation. Actual was 2.5%. So yeah, 3% versus actual 2.5% there for Canadian CPI.
So we got a contraction last month, right? Which is the first of possibly 2 quarters to say we're in a recession. Yeah. So we're not growing our economy, but inflation seems to go up. What do they call that again, Brendel? Stagflation? Yeah. Oh boy.
I heard that term in a while.
Yeah.
But Q1 was positive though.
It was positive,
for Canada. It was just Q2 that was the first one that was to the downside. Lots to come here, guys, this morning. We'll keep an eye out for any other headlines coming through. But again, Fed tomorrow. I mean, is it going to be bigger than expected? Probably not. But I think there's more and more people talking in that direction. Good morning.
Morning. Well, at least the thing about it is it doesn't actually seem to want to move. It's not even true.
Wow. Okay, I'll take it over.
It's not gonna. Look, here's the thing. It's been 96% from the beginning of yesterday till today on the Fed rate tool. So it's not even going to 99 on that sliver of a chance, and there is that sliver. So we were saying this yesterday in the afternoon. You just want to be ready on the off chance. I'm not saying I think it'll be a 25 basis point cut, but on the off chance, kind of know where you want to go. I want to punch long open door if I hear 50 basis points. But or maybe you like the IWM, whatever. It doesn't really matter. The thing that doesn't seem to matter is anything when it comes to Google making all-time highs. Doesn't matter whether advertising is concerned. Doesn't matter whether the market is up, down, left, right, sideways. Alphabet hits the 3 trillion mark, and yesterday another fresh all-time high. It just continues to blast higher. You see Oracle making some moves. That's a pretty bullish name. It's worth mentioning. Oh, thanks.
Ooh la la! Thank you.
There he is. There's Randy.
Trey, you savage.
Oh my goodness, he's a beast.
How many innings? It was 9 strikeouts and
9 strikeouts and 6 in the. He went just 6 1/3, but my goodness. The Jays rookie is legit. And shout out to the. And somebody in the chat was like, "Should I start him in my playoffs in their championship?"
Man,
I was like, "No, but if you're asking whether you should start a rookie in the championship of your fantasy baseball, that means like some injuries have probably hit you, or you're kind of desperate, so you might as well shoot the moon. Like that's the way I look at it. Like if you're favored, you're not starting a rookie in this.
Yeah,
game.
right. That's what I was gonna say. Not in its first game ever.
No, but
Blue Jays
well, that would have worked
there.
out for you. That's for sure. So I'm obviously in a good mood for sure. But yeah, Google super strong. Tesla had a weird sell-off in the afternoon. I don't want to say weird, but like nothing was really happening, and then Tesla lost. First 415, then 410. So, unless they can retake that 420, we're kind of thinking the other way on Tesla, at least early, for sure. So there's a lot to look at before we get to Fed tomorrow. And unfortunately, for anybody that loves Dave and Buster's, well, if you like it, it's at a discount this morning.
Right. Yeah.
Heavy.
A little bit of a down
Heavy
kick
discount.
there. I wanted to once again just highlight technical analysis a little bit here because there goes JP Morgan. Right off the 50-period moving average and taking out some levels. Still some great banks available to buy, right? Citigroup is almost breaking through $100, so we'll see how that one reacts right now. 3.4% dividend coming as well for Citigroup. So, I mean, that's another big play there. We'll check out some Palantir today, down to 170, so that could be a play there. A nice little run up there yesterday in the afternoon, up to 171, pulling back in, then back up. Should be some key levels up top there as well for Palantir. And then today we have some interesting, we just had a couple numbers go through there. Retail sales for August. Let me just check out what retail sales were exactly there for 8:30 numbers. Wow, lots of stuff happened there at 8:30. I don't see SPY on there though. There it is right there. US retail sales, 0.6 versus 0.2. So the retail side of things looks to be a little higher. Yeah, I zoom in just a little bit. There it is right there. Retail sales, 0.6 versus 0.2. And then month over month, 7 versus 4. So looks like we do have a pretty strong retail side of things right now. So, looking at a name like a Walmart or a Costco or something like that, or looking at an Amazon for a day like today. Wow, Walmart's over $100 again. That's great. I didn't even realize that one. That's had a nice little move higher there into these. Oh, wow. Okay. So right into some levels again here for Walmart. So some nice topping tails there, back down to 96, back up. We've seen 104, 105 a couple times. Might be a good opportunity to get rid of something of that today. And then Amazon might get some retail love. I don't know, we'll see. Names like that TURB, people are talking about here in the chat. Turbo Energy today starting to climb upside again, 250 up to 7, back down into 5. We'll wait to see where there's some buyers on Turbo Energy today. Maybe VWAP has already been broken. That's up here at 650, but 350 down here. We can watch out for some TURB. Just you never know which name's going to be up 80 to 90% in a day. We'll see if Big Bear AI, although it's been creeping right now, we'll see what that can do off of $5 up to 528 today. Right now, $2.49. And then Neil mentioned OPENDOOR, trying to talk about 10 again, right? So we'll wait to see if it breaks through that level. The last time it did that, it was a good move up into 1150, no, 11-ish, 1101 or so for that high. So we'll see if OPENDOOR can get going today as well. Yeah, it should be pretty good, man. We're excited there. TURB sounds like another word, yeah. It's not a turd stock.
What word might that be?
Turd, I think. Yeah, it's hopefully you don't lay a turd on this one here today, but I don't know. I'm not even sure what.
Well, it's laying one right now.
Yeah.
On the way back.
TURB.
Unfortunately.
Okay, so Turbo Energy. The news surrounding this today is trading higher up. The company was selected for a whopping $53 million contract to deploy energy storage projects in Spain right now. So $53 million deal there. The float is only 1 million shares. It's already done 15. So here we go. Market cap before today, 29 million.
Yeah, so that $53 million deal actually matters.
Yeah, so that's no wonder why you almost get a double and triple in the stock at the high side. So $53 million turbo deal there with a deal for energy storage projects in Spain. So there you go. So that's what Turbo is all about today. So we'll have to see what's going on with that.
Puns will write themselves there. Ooh, that's a good point. Mark Hiller, it's Hyler in the chat. Early imbalance on BBAI, like really early. It's already 1 million shares to buy. You don't usually see that at this time of day. Oracle 200,000 with almost an hour to go till the open. kind of that also sticks out. So a couple of early buying bounces. Nothing too crazy happening here on Big Bear, but it's still, hey, there's that trend, that downtrend break. It doesn't really, it's breaking the trend and heading back to the upside, but kind of stair-stepping it, but there doesn't seem to be much of a catalyst to get it through. Remember, it failed 540 on Friday a couple of times in the pre-market and then again at the open. That would be a nice level to be breaking out. But yeah, there's a nice buying balance, but it's not really doing anything with it just yet. Maybe closer to the open, we'll take a look back to see if that million is still holding up. Let's get back to the desk. Lots to cover.
Do this.
And Mitch, I think.
I mean, we were having this conversation before we came on this morning, but we were just trying to find we were talking about Ford. Let's give some a little bit of context here. So Ford cutting 1,000 jobs at their Cologne, Germany plant. We were talking about Gemini, and I was trying to find the total number of employees that work at the Cologne, Germany plant. And let's just say Gemini was way off.
Come on, Gemini.
Anyways, 1,000 jobs getting cut here. There's 10,000 total, apparently, employees that work there.
Yeah, it's not a good look, Brendo, but it's not something that we were surprised about. Back November last year, Ford did announce that they want to cut about 4,000 workers total from Europe. About 1,000 of those are going to be leaving the Cologne plant in Germany. According to this AP article, about 2,900 people are employed there now. 4,000 total layoffs coming to Europe and England, according to the company. They said the plant, which makes the electric version, of the Explorer SUV, would move one shift per day, one shift per day, instead of two, beginning in January, the company said in a statement. But, this is more pressure on just American automakers in Europe as well as European automakers. We saw them. The European automakers, that is, for their part, speak about the pressure the Chinese automakers are putting on them last week in the Munich auto show there. And just like anecdotally, Brenda, I was just talking to my cousin in Egypt on FaceTime on the weekend, and he's telling me German cars are no longer like the highest of standards in Egypt. A lot of people are looking at some of these Chinese EVs, especially at a BYD. They're really competing, if not exceeding, especially given the price points, Brendo. So German auto dominance not guaranteed anymore.
I mean, if you go to Europe even, it's the same thing. Like, they're just everywhere. Mercedes-Benz, or the taxi cabs are typically Mercedes-Benz. So they're just everywhere. That also comes on the back of, I was reading yesterday late in the day that Dodge has shelved plans for any electric pickups for the foreseeable future. So we had the Ford Lightning first, and Dodge came along, said they were going to follow suit with an electric pickup. No longer.
Have you seen the electric Charger? And I smirked for a reason. It's hideous, Brenda, right? So I don't like taking muscle cars and electrifying them. It's a weird wheelhouse. I was talking to Randy off camera about it, and if you guys have seen the electric Charger, I'd love to hear what you guys think.
Yeah. Tesla, guys, on the other hand, coming back in a little bit here this morning. 3 days in a row here, though. Pretty good ride here for Tesla.
I'd say it's a pretty good ride for Tesla. I was going to say that Ford is the Geno Smith of stocks right now.
3 picks.
Well, he didn't have a very good day last time.
I was going to say, what are you saying? Ford's going to tank today?
No. Oh, okay. Well, I didn't. Okay, fine. He was okay. Yeah, that's not fair
3
because
picks, no touchdowns,
Ford's flat. If Ford was like, play is down a lot, but Geno had a rough night. What I was meaning to get at is like it's boring and sort of bland, but at the moment that you write it off, which I don't think anyone's that excited about Ford, maybe it does something like this 12 breakout when we're not looking, and then it's good for a few days. So that's what I'm getting out there. Like, Geno, he's kind of like that. If you don't follow the NFL, like, he's exactly the example of a quarterback who doesn't really accomplish a heck of a lot, but he's just good enough every now and then to completely surprise you if you write him off. And I think Ford eventually takes out that 12 level for a bit of a trade. I think we said this last week. It's like, look at this level on Ford, and then it pulled back, and there hasn't been a retest of it since. As far as Tesla goes, we've seen it the last couple of days. In the afternoon, the afternoon was sort of obvious after the fact that this support was not going to hold up. Should have had the 15 breakdown, but we didn't take it until the 410 break. Essentially, we had a gap up, and it was that 3-day pullback trade on Tesla. So as long as the 420 to 425 425 area, like the mid 420s. As long as that holds as resistance temporarily, I think we could be in finding a consolidation is the best way to think about it. After a couple of really strong up days there with Elon increasing his stake, $1 billion worth of shares isn't a lot to him, but it can certainly move the stock when he puts it in there. Still looking for this. So I'm going to look for those mid-20s to be a bit of a fade zone. If you're above 425 and breaking that out, do not want to find the stock. But I feel like this is a name that after a couple of big days, after what is a breakout here on the daily, is probably due to start some sort of a more consolidated phase, at least for today and into the Fed tomorrow. So that's my expectation. And if that's the case, then that mid-20s, I think, can be a bit of a fade zone.
All right, so Ford's forward P is 9 and current P is 14. GM's is 6 and 9. So GM has a 9 PE right now. So as GM continues to climb a little bit higher here, you're seeing reasons to maybe like the stock from a valuation standpoint. So we haven't had too often to be able to, promote some of these names, but General Motors right now, it's just a slow grinder and it doesn't do too much as far as volume. It does a lot of volume, but not for the day trade like we like to look at. But General Motors working out for sure. We did have some talk before about Toyota, so we could check out TM and just see what that stock is doing once it gets going. And again, like some of these names, Toyota starts continuing to work out as well, trying to take out some of these high levels. So it's not just all about Tesla these days, right? I mean, as Sharif just mentioned, there are other availabilities there, and Toyota looks like a good level here as well, breaking above that 200, get above this 205, and ideally you're trying to get above this 210, I guess, but there's some runway here on Toyota Motors. So there's lots of stuff going on. BMW, there's some different ADRs, RYCEY, is that what Rolls-Royce is? So Rolls-Royce has actually had a nice move higher too in London trade. Shout out to Adam. I mean, look at Rolls-Royce right here. I mean, this is what this stock looks like. From January 1st, Rolls-Royce has almost tripled. So you're going from $6 down here, $7 at the beginning of the year to 15. I guess that's more like a double, but you're up there nicely cooking right here for Rolls-Royce, really respecting the 50-period moving average. So these emerging markets, not that London is an emerging market or anything like that, but you're going to get stocks that maybe we didn't think about other than BYD. I mean, BYDDF is they have a couple of different companies that you can get. Some of these stocks aren't really even ripping either. So there's some valuation here that you can come into. Like, does this look like, forget about what just happened there, but like, does this look like BYD is winning right now? So I mean, there are some opportunities here to take a look at different stocks. So it's struggling. So if you like some of these Chinese, all the values in China, then go pick up a stock, I dare you. BYDDF right there, and then there's also BYDDY. So that's another name. Same name, different preferreds. We've had Jeff talk about this a little bit, but either way, when you're looking at them, oh yeah, because they had this split. So it's unfortunately our stocks here. It's not the greatest on our charts. BYDDY here. I'll show it to you on eSignal, just so you guys get a good look at what the stock is doing. There you go, man. It ain't good, man. This is the BYD company. So we've just been talking about how dominating they've been, right? This is May, $20. It's down to $13 right now. So if you really do think that these Chinese cars are what it's all about, you can put your money where your mouth is right now. You could buy this name at $13.50 and figure it out. I think it's more of a story on it's hard to make money in this space. So we'll have to wait to see what BYD. This is not a talk about how bad or whatever their cars are. It's just the stock is not moving that well.
That's going to death cross today.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Everyone's like, oh,
literally today. Yeah. Literally
okay,
today.
Yeah. I don't really look at the death crosses, but yeah, those are something there for happening. And then there you got Tesla kind of moving in the opposite way. So yeah, BYD is really eating these guys up, right? I mean, maybe in the technical side of things when you're talking about numbers of cars and things like that, but Tesla we know has something else brewing, it seems like. And no surprise there yesterday. We had a huge trade and then we left and we wound up pretty nice, but right into there 420 to 440. Like we've already been up here on Tesla. So I think it's a little bit of a danger zone there. I don't think that's a doji star. Let's see what winds up happening today. Tesla up 1.25%. So all good in that side of things. All right, we've got Mitch. He's ready to go. Let's go over to the desk.
Real quick, I was just noting Reddit here popped up on one of my screens in front of me here. This is a weekly chart. We're right back to basically all-time highs. for RDDT. Again, a weekly chart. Huge move. 60% year to date. Brief outage for Reddit. Comes back quickly, though. But that's a great-looking chart still.
Today they got the nod from Oppenheimer, boosting the price target, I believe, from 215 up to 300. So that's a nice little move there. Already up nicely here in the pre-market, under 1%. But as you say, we're hovering near those all-time highs.
Crazy. Let's bring in Mitch Hoke over at Trade the Pool for a look at what he is paying attention to so far this morning. One of those days, Mitch, great to see you as always. One of those days where heading into the Fed tomorrow, we could get a lot of people just sitting on their hands. Is there a couple of areas of the market overall first that you want to key in on here today?
Yeah, I think you got to stay with the strength like we've been talking about, and I think that's where you need to be at right now. It's not necessarily looking for specific trades to kind of kick off with this. If you're looking for that now, I think you're a little bit late to the party, right? Like everyone knows we're getting a rate cut. The question is going to be how big and what mentions do we get from the forward outlook, right? The dot plot. That's what people will really be watching. Not necessarily this cut, but how many cuts are coming in the future, right? And of course, that's what I'll be watching for. I mean, the IWM has had a big breakout. XBI has had a big breakout. Now it's a little bit late to try to play the interest game. But there is one trade that I do see in that area that I think might start to turn around with this rate cut. And that's the short squeeze meme stock, Open. Yes, I'm starting to call a short on Open here, as it seems like resistance is around 10, and it looks like it's time to start knocking this bad boy right back down.
It's definitely been a line in the sand here for the stock over the past couple of days. You might be flirting with a lot of danger once we get above 10.50 even for Open. Is there somewhere you're looking here? I mean, $9 pretty obvious, down to 8 or 7.50 here for Open.
Yeah, I was short yesterday in the 980s, was able to ride it down into like the lower 950s and then just cover, take a nice little win. But I had that feeling you could see how it was starting and it couldn't break that 950 spot. So the weak spot that I'd look for today, a whoosh through, is that 950 going to the 9. So out the gates, there's two ways we can go about this. We can look for the bull trap, which is a quick pop and then drop back through the open. Or we could look for a quick sweep down and then try to play kind of VWAP fades, right? Where it breaks support really quickly, comes back right towards VWAP, and then you're kind of shorting off of that area. Not bad approach here. I think that at this point, if you're longing Open here at 10, you're definitely playing with fire. And I think that at some point, this is going to come crashing down. And one thing that I would look at, right, is Zillow. Zillow starting to kind of tweak back down. As we see the housing companies and we see Zillow take a hard hit down, I think that's going to be the exact day that you see Open also take the hit.
Given the strength of the overall market here, I mean, nine in a row for stocks in general. Yesterday, a bit of a quiet day. It did try and go Open, did try and go initially in the morning, and then we got a bit of a fade off of 10.50. If we do see a little bit more strength coming back into the overall market here, do you put that on the back burner?
Yeah, I think the overall market is on a breakout, but if you look at the candles that we're getting now, we're getting smaller and smaller candles on this expansion. I think at this point, we're looking for a pullback day. I'm looking for a pullback day. Another trade that I could look at that I was really big on the long side, don't get it twisted, but looking at it for the short side today is Tesla. Yes, the dragon is looking for a pullback now. I talked about 400 potentially coming this year. Well, it came faster than I thought, but here it is. Now we're above these levels, had a couple of days of breakouts. Now I'm looking to see a nice little pullback, right? We also got the advancing shoulders kind of look on the daily. A lot of times when we get that expansion, it's very hard to go 4, 5, 6 days of expansion, right? So I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback here that we can play back towards the $400 level.
Let's go on to SOFI, a recent earnings name, another one that's been on a bit of a tear here over the past week and a half. What are you seeing?
This is the one that I got to say it's been the best call of the year almost, because I mean now we're up 70-something% from the 16 call out that we talked about right here on the show, and then now this one's really getting going, and I think that this is going to be, and I've talked about it here, the next Palantir, right? Where we look back and be like, man, why didn't we get this trend trade? Because it's continued higher. One thing that I would say for those traders that are struggling trading SOFI, look at the weekly. The weekly is going to give you great support levels to go off of. And every time we've approached those kind of support breaks, we've come back up sweeping. So that's one way that I'd look at SOFI. And definitely it's hot, hot, hot. And I don't see this one turning around anytime soon.
You had Intel on your list. On that note, you know, if you look at not the secondary names, the SOFIs or the DraftKings, I saw you had on your list here this morning as well.
Yeah.
Something like Oracle, for example, with fresh catalyst this morning, it's been on a bit of a tear. Is that something that pops up on your radar? If so, how are you looking at Oracle today?
I mean, Oracle was that 300 spot, right? I think everybody saw that spot and was trying to pick it out, right? You really needed to kind of shoot at that one on Friday, and then Monday was all about can it get and hold there. You got to close above that. That's exactly what you want to see there, as we got a 302.90 on that Oracle. Now it can continue going. Another thing is some people think, well, all gaps fill. No, that's not the truth, right? The really strong moves that gap up like this, they usually undercut slightly like this one's doing and then start to catch the volume again. So look for the volume to come back in the name, because one thing you saw, right? Of course, on that big day, it traded up over 126 million shares. Now you're starting to see declining volume. You want to see another spike with the next rip as it goes above. One of the trade strategies that we've been looking at often lately is the undercuts and rally, where it undercuts a major support and then rallies. So for me, that level would be closer towards 309 today on Oracle. Give me that undercut in the first 30 minutes of the market and then start rallying back through VWAP. And then don't even look at VWAP. Keep on going.
If there, I like that. If there is a area of the market, I mean, quantum names have been kind of interesting here over the past. You mentioned the IWM, but quantum names have come back to life in a way over the past couple of days. I mean, they've all been looking a little bit like this. However, yesterday and then going back to Friday, we had the initial move for Rigetti, and then not much since.
Yeah, this is how these names are. A lot of times what you want to though see is a stock that makes a huge move like these quantum made in the past, right? You want them to go sideways. These have gotten sleepy, and that's why we got the next rally, right? And I think the leader is the one that led this rally, which is important because that shows me that it's more on the quality basis. And that's, of course, IONQ. IONQ making a new high, telling us that, yes, this move is getting started and can continue. Of course, that's the one I believe in the long term. Niccolo De Masi, we still got to talk because he still kind of owes me a little bit for Genie, but we'll talk a little bit about that. And what I would be looking for on IONQ is now does it continue leading and the others just play catch up? So I talk about it as the leaders to laggard, right? So QUBT, QBTS. Rigetti's already a little bit extended. I was watching that when IONQ broke out. It's a little bit too far for me on those, but QUBT and QBTS are still there, I think, for the picking. So those are the ones that I'd be watching to see get going.
All right, let's zoom into what's happening here this morning. I mean, all of these charts we've been showing, not a lot of price action to deal with so far this morning on any of them, really. One of those mornings where nothing's super obvious. What are you looking at going towards the open?
Yeah, I think this is one of those days where, you know, even I've gotten a little bit greedy. It's been easy to long, right? And I think at this point you start to look to see, do we get a little bit of some tame? Do we get a little bit of a pullback action day? I think today is definitely prime for it. I'll be watching. I'm still in the camp. I'd love for things to just keep ripping to the moon. But the truth is, a lot of times we're going to get this type of pullback. So I'll give you one name to look at also that has been continuing to pull back after we called it to the long side, which was the DraftKings trade. We talked about the NFL trade. You guys remember me rocking the Henry jersey? Well, hey, we talked about this from 42, right? Going right back to the upside. And then that did do a nice little breakout. It even got up as high up there towards the 48s and then came crashing down. I was shorted on the short side too. This is a classic trade, guys. It's just a buy the rumor, sell the news, but for the NFL. You could do this with so many different stocks, guys. So continue to look for that kind of action. That's exactly what happened to Apple, right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. And then now, I think Apple's trying to work its way back. So if we do get the positive day, there's still names to look at, right? So Intel, Apple, still looking really good. I like AMD. Of course, it's kind of playing out. I've played it in between this. I've tried to take some swings on it. Have made some money on catching the bottom, but it hasn't taken that next leap, right? I think what we're trying to do is get through this, of course, rate cut, and then what we need to see is what happens then, right? Right now, it's all about the run into the rate cut, buy the rumor, sell the news, right? We're getting closer and closer to the sell the news event, not the buy the rumor, guys. So just be careful as we keep going here.
If you look at long end of the curve, yields basically have priced in a quarter point. The market seems to have priced in a quarter point at this point. Is there something that, would be a red flag that we hear from them tomorrow?
Honestly, the only thing that could be a red flag is Jerome saying, no, well, guess what, guys? Fooled you. I'm not cutting here. Yeah, guys, at this point, Jerome sees his way out. You guys heard just yesterday the news about Trump kind of getting his appointed member in the Fed. Do you think this is going to continue? Yes. This is when fiscal policy actually meets monetary policy and becomes one policy. There's no such thing anymore if this continues. So I think at this point, you continue to watch what? Trump, and he has all the gas pedal here. It's no longer the Fed.
Mitch Hoke over at Trade the Pool. Best of luck today. Great to see you.
Hey, get after it, guys. And RCAT and UMAC, did you guys see that from last week? It was not moving, and all of a sudden, boom, 21%, 9%? Your boy, Money Mitch.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you, Mitch. And I know you started with this one, so people might already forget because you dropped a lot of names, but SOFI is SoFly, that's for sure. And you said a weekly chart on SoFi to look at. I want to give you the monthly chart on SoFi to look at. This is done the complete U shape or whatever you want to call it. And it seems as if we're going, it's like imminently breaking out. On a monthly, you have to get over 28 bucks for the breakout, but SoFi made another. It's just a litany of stocks that made, 52-week highs yesterday. So it's not like it stands out for that regard, but the continuation on this looks almost inevitable. It does feel a little bit like a pullback day today. I mean, you can already see like a lot of things have kind of failed at pre-market top. So you look for, if you like the long continuation, you've got to be patiently looking for any kind of dips. But I do like some SoFi in there. We've been highlighting that monthly chart. First time you get there on a level that big, I expect you pull back at least a little bit. Ooh, let's get some upgrades and downgrades. Joe's locked and loaded.
We're ready to go here, guys, and happy Tuesday. All right, let's take a look on what we got on the upgrade side. At the top of the list, we have Amazon getting that price target raised to $270, initiating that buy from a hold, all right, by Trieste. And then also CoreWeave, we're getting it by Citizens JMP. Price target raised to $180. Now, Novo Nordisk also getting the nod from Rothschild & Co. Now, Baidu getting that price target raised to $143. Now, on the downgrade side, we have Warner Brothers Discovery getting that price target lowered to $14 by TD Cowen, but now this is an initiate some sells. The bottom three, Western Digital and IBM by Bernstein, with Western Digital getting that price target lowered to $96 and IBM to $280. And another initiate sell, we have Progressive by Wolfe Research. No specific target there, guys, but that is your upgrades and downgrades.
It's a bold one to downgrade Warner Brothers when everyone says there's a deal that could happen this week that'll be,
weird, eh?
and the idea would be in the high teens or possibly the 20s is what was bandied about. So, yeah, good luck with that call. That maybe they know something we don't about a potential deal for them.
I wonder where their price was before.
That's true. But at 14,
so it doesn't make much sense.
Yeah. Anyways, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If I saw Warner Brothers today at $14, I'd buy it in my personal account. That's 100%. But it won't go down there, so there's no point. Yeah, whatever.
I'm wondering about IBM here because let me check what the International Business Machines PE is because I really like this stock and I've been owning it for a while. Okay, its forward PE is 22, so it's reasonable. Its current PE 41, but IBM, was really badly hit there for a while. It was taking out all-time highs up at $300 and then turned around on earnings back in July. It was one of the first companies to report. We'll have to wait to see what their next one looks like. But IBM right now, it's a downward sloping 50, so we need to get by it. I can understand the downgrade here from a technical standpoint, but again, like we talk about AI, server side, computing power necessary to run everything. IBM should work, I think, at this value. And I mean, it also gives about a 3% or so dividend, I believe, at this price. So yeah, I mean, down into 250, if we do get a little bit of a pullback over the next couple of days in the market, like we were saying about buy the news, buy the rumor, sell the news, tomorrow's could be a sell opportunity in the Fed, right? And so if you do get it, it's not a horrible idea to put some bids down on stocks that you may like for tomorrow in case you do get some sort of swooshing action. I don't know if we'll get that today. I've been really impressed, obviously, with some of the deals announced recently on CoreWeave's side of things here, as people, and myself included, start to understand their business a little bit more. And yeah, it looks like gap filled, right? I mean, we kind of made that sort of gap all the way back into there, filled that right there, back up to the upside. Now we still have to, in order to properly fill this, we got to get back up to 140. And this is kind of it's not a gap because it's 2 days, but that was a huge tank from 140 down to 95 in 2 days. Like, remember, we did have selling come through on the lockup. So that's got to be something to be considered as well. So what a great stock for CoreWeave. If you've sort of gone through all this pain, you've done well holding it from 85 back to 120. So this upgrade seems to be a little bit late, but hey, if you're holding the 50-period moving average, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying a long here on CoreWeave around 110. So there's lots of players here in what should be a continued AI race, and I think CoreWeave seems to be one there.
Rest in peace to the Sundance Kid.
What happened to Sundance Kid? Who's
Robert
that?
Redford.
Oh, really? What?
Robert Redford passed away.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay.
Legend.
Yeah.
Natural. What else did he do?
Didn't he do the movie? It is the it's
Well, it was Robert Newman with Butch Cassidy. And
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to think of. I can't think of his big one there. Anyways, okay. Yeah. Anyways, rest in peace there. That's the thing, man. With time is.
Yeah.
It's slowly you start to see these guys pass away, and it's like, you know, once you get to 80, you're outliving. I mean, the average mean or average lifespan, I think, is 77, 78.
Man, we're living to our 90s.
I know. Well, I know. Nowadays, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
The sting. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, all right. Yeah. Shout out to Robert Redford and his family. I hope they're doing well. Obviously, on a day when
Cool Hand Lube
morning there. I don't know if there was going on with that, but okay. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get to the desk. We got to get to the watch list, our free watch list. So let's get that rundown.
All right, guys, 66.79. But guys, we're charting on the new December contract. It's doing more volume than the September contract. So we're moving on to this one. The levels are a little different. So pay attention here. 66.79 is the price that we closed out yesterday with the overnight high, 4 points below 6,700, 66.96, Brendo. So if we continue trending in this way, we're printing 85s right now. We're looking at 6,700 as our initial resistance area for sell-off for whatever reason. The overnight low is 71. We won't use 71 as support. We'll say 50. We're hovering at for a period of days there, Brendo, as support.
A lot to understand once again this morning if you haven't done so. Take a couple seconds, jump down to the description of this video, top link. We'll get you to the sign-up page for the watch list. Super easy. All you need is your email address, and then you get everything you need to know in one neat package sent right to your inbox every day. We do your homework for you and whatnot. If you zoom out on Oracle, just remind you of the earnings day if you haven't looked at this chart in quite some time. Huge gap to the upside, blowout earnings. If you remember, we've been selling off since, gapping back to 315, 316-ish. So far this morning, depending on when you looked at it. But yeah, Oracle seems to be the winner of the TikTok lottery.
It looks like it, Brendo. It's reportedly part of a consortium here of U.S. firms positioned to enable TikTok's continued operation in the United States. Under a new ownership framework, though, the dealership aims to transition TikTok into a U.S.-controlled ownership structure, pending, obviously, final approval between the U.S. and China. The structure of the agreement remains unclear, but as we know, President Donald Trump and President Xi will speak on Friday, so more information could come then. As I mentioned, U.S. and Chinese officials announced they've reached a framework agreement with the confirmation to come on Friday. Negotiations were driven by September 17th, tomorrow deadline, which could have forced TikTok to suspend its operations in the U.S. We know Treasury Secretary as well, Scott Bessent, noted the deadline may be extended up to 90 days to allow the finalization of any further deals, Brendo. But any Oracle deal including TikTok, would require congressional approval, as Congress did pass a law in 2024 that banned TikTok. Donald Trump obviously put a temporary suspension on that, but because it went through Congress, Brendo, it has to be ratified by Congress, so we'll have to see how the president organizes that.
And they were saying on, I guess it was Friday, we could see another 90-day extension first before this actually gets done. I mean, we've alluded to the fact on the show many times, Xi is the one that actually gets the final say with the golden shares in TikTok. So, yeah, we'll see. That meeting, as you said, with Trump coming up between those two could be important. Constructive yesterday, guys. We took back $300 and ended up closing above it for Oracle.
Yeah, with the TikTok thing notwithstanding, because we're not going to probably see anything firm on that for a bit. Wow. So I think it's really just about after the blowout earnings, there was a little bit of price discovery because it was all about the big guide they had missed on top and bottom. It was really just about that massive guide that was more or less, well, it was pretty much completely attributed to one client, and that's going to be OpenAI. But it did double bottom. Double bottom was clear, held it on Friday, held the same level, and rallied from it yesterday. So unless we get back, if it doesn't break 320 today, like if that breakout isn't there, then the dip is into the low 300s for the long for me. So if we do go dip by hunting, this one's a little bit far away. Because I think it's really down around that 300 area that I'd expect to find some support. And it's kind of sitting diddling in the middle here for Oracle for me, whereas I think probably more action on Tesla and CoreWeaves today.
Yeah, I was going to say, like for Oracle, it's such a headline-driven stock right now that we don't have all that best in the United States has said is that they have some sort of a framework. Who cares about framework, honestly? It's nice to have it there, but you got to have two sides to agree to the deal, right? And so it doesn't seem like China wants to do anything with TikTok. So we'll wait to see if this meeting of the minds, okay, well, now it's starting to go downside for some reason, but we'll see if the meeting of the minds can make better here. But I will not, this for me is for sure sell the news. If Oracle's going down on valuation and everything before the TikTok, and then yesterday we get a little bit of a bump, I think it retraces back down again here. I mean, I'm a shareholder of Oracle, but honestly, until China signs off on something, that algorithm is staying in China. So the U.S. could have as many, and now it's starting to go down. I should have shorted it before talking about it, but you know, China does have the last say here, and I mean, I just don't like the look of Oracle in bouncing because of this reason. I still love the stock. I mean, what a breakout Oracle had there on earnings. I mean, up 40% in this huge company approaching $1 trillion. I mean, it's just been a huge move up there for Oracle. And I think that makes sense, right? You always say, buy it on the third day, 1, 2, 3, there's the pop, right? And so I feel like it maybe wants to work into 3 bills again. So for me, it's a short today, and we just wait for news. If and when it's confirmed that China's down with this, or we get a report out of China that, yeah, they are willing to do something and Oracle's a part of it, then fine. But for right now, I don't really want to be part of this rumor with it, so I would be a seller of Oracle, not a buyer of it. Long term, I'm not selling anything, but just for the day trade, I think there's a downside here, and I think it's just headline related, right? So we'll just keep our ear to the ground. We'll have a dairy here. We'll talk about this. If something does hit on it, I think it's worth trading. So Oracle definitely on my mind here today, but it would be more for the short. Just let the buyers from yesterday sort of calm down, and if you're going to look for a shorting level, you're breaking the 200 right now. I think 316 up there where VWAP is always a good little spot there, and then we closed yesterday around 3 bills. I think that's where we could go today. So nice little move down there for Oracle. Wouldn't surprise you if it gets hit pretty hard there right off the open. So that's my little take there on Oracle. Let's go find out about these Meta glasses.
All right. MetaConnect coming up tomorrow and the next day, talking about the latest version. There's been a few already of these glasses from Meta. We were talking about the Oakley iteration of that's out in the marketplace. We're going to see the latest version of this coming up over the next 2 days.
I'm pumped for this, Brendo, because my bias is this is the next form factor aside from the phone, obviously. So let's talk about what's going on here. So Meta, as we know, has been pivoting away from reality headsets, focusing more on smart glasses. That's the new device that's coming out. It's codenamed HYPERNOVA. It's expected to debut tomorrow at the event and will be Meta's first pair of consumer smart glasses with a built-in display. It's going to be a hefty price, Brendo, $800 US, of course. The HYPERNOVA glasses cost more than twice as much as the Ray-Ban Meta glasses currently cost, obviously reflecting the higher technology involved. Their Reality Labs division, which makes these, has bled about $70 billion in losses since late 2020. The unit reported last quarter a more than $4.5 billion loss in Q2. Analysts view those smart glasses as a more viable mass market opportunity than VR headsets, so we'll see how well this is received. HYPERNOVA builds on Meta's collaboration with Elixir Luxottica, which is the company responsible for the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses. And unlike ORION, which we saw last year, ORION was their kind of prototype of the HYPERNOVAs, which are retail. Unlike the ORION, which are still experimental, HYPERNOVA represents a practical step towards consumer adoption. Brendo, Ray-Ban Meta sales, just to give you an idea, have nearly tripled year over year than the sales that they were putting last year. So there's clearly a demand for these wearables.
And growing as well. Just be aware, Trump is speaking right now. He's supposed to be in the UK. I'm not sure if he's actually landed there or not, or maybe on the plane. But Trump making some comments right now. They're just talking about the relationship between the US and the UK currently, guys.
And look, I don't know anyone that, you don't necessarily need to own Meta for the wearables, although if there is a device that, if some device, whether it's VR, is the next big thing, or potentially glasses from the phone, then Meta's ready to be there. That said, they got plenty of other levers that they pull, and have been doing great, if not boringly, just buy at the 50-period moving average. Like, it's not, like, the way I would look at it is, the event might cause, sometimes we get events like this and the expectations are, hey, it's going to blow up the stock, they're going to show you some cool stuff. And then the reality is it just kind of goes down for a couple of days. We saw that with Apple, and it was such a quick rebound on Apple. With Fed and with that event, maybe you get a nice little pullback into the 50 to be able to pick it up. I always look at events like this for that opportunity as a buy the dip opportunity, because it seems like that's usually the more likely thing to happen, and you just happen to have the 50 period right there. For a trade today, I'd be much more inclined to look at Alphabet. It's just, that's moving a little bit better out of the Mag 7 names, a little bit better. It's moving a lot better out of the Mag 7 names, and some continuation there. It does require a pullback into prior highs, which looks like it's incoming, like right back into this prior close here at 251 for Alphabet. But Meta, yeah, look for the dip into the 50 period on the event. If they sell the news on the event, I think you could get an Apple-like moment where it was kind of free little dip buy.
I mean, so the event is tomorrow, right? So tomorrow we have Fed and we have a bunch of stuff happening. So I think it's going to be overshadowed. And yeah, we haven't traded this live on the show for a minute. I was looking for METU. We don't have it in our system, so I don't know. What is the other Meta ETF? Because right now for $750, honestly, I'm not sure this is the right trade unless it comes into 740, which I don't think it's going to do here today. There's just not enough volume here in the pre-market. I mean, we don't even really have any candles going on. We're just starting to pick it up now a little bit to the downside, so we'll have to wait to see what's going on there. FBL, is that what it is? Someone in the chat. Granite shares 1 times Meta long. Okay, yeah, perfect. 1.5 times Meta long. Okay, but perfect. Thanks, guys, for that one. Thanks, Hamster, and everybody else there. So FBL. So if you're going to look at this, a 1.5 times mover, so not too bad. I don't know what the level 2 looks like when it opens, but it seems like a pretty clean Meta look right here. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is the look still. That's the $40 look. So 45.50 looking pretty good there. What did it do yesterday? Just to have a quick look. I want to go long the name. I mean, I think it's a good. I like the glasses. I like all this. Their current PE is 27, so it's a little bit more aggressive than the market. I don't like to see it up. I don't know if I want to buy some shares up here, but to trade it, maybe. Yeah, it's not, for me, Meta's maybe more of a pass right now. If anything, I would look for Snapchat. Snapchat's really made a bottom here. Like, to call bottoms is one thing, but like this, they were one of the first ones working on some kind of glasses. Now, obviously, they've missed, and Snapchat continues to be a problem here. That's for sure. This is your Jake Paul trade. This is the problem child of your portfolio. But for right into here, that break is 690 right there to the downside. So, ahead of earnings, like there's no earnings now, but those are, it seems like the earnings plays. Like I'm sure if we go back to August right there and we come into here again, this August 5th earnings call, like outside of earnings and them missing, it doesn't gap around that much. So I feel like if you were to go long Snapchat down here around $7, you have little bit of a move higher here as a possibility. Now, I don't think at this point they have any technology that anybody's going to buy out. I had thought that for a while Snapchat was a pretty good opportunity there for a buyout. I'm just trying to figure out what the PE is on this one. I don't even think did they even make money last quarter? I'm not even sure. Here's what Snapchat is showing on our system right now. No. So current PE, nothing.
They got a forward.
Yeah, well, they're guiding that they're going to make some kind of money, but they're probably not. So there it is. So no PE right now for Snapchat. EBITDA right there, minus 13%. So yeah, not great. But anyways, we'll figure it out with Snapchat. But that might be a little bit of a better play here. I don't think it's a better play long term to hold Snapchat in your account than Meta, but just for some kind of a trade get up here, maybe Meta picks up a little bit. You get an upgrade, you get something like that, and next thing you know, you're looking at 850 from 750. So that's a pretty decent return right there. So I like Snapchat maybe as an idea. Google's blasting, Meta's blasting, like all these social media stocks. Reddit, we talked about theirs, all-time highs. So it's just kind of like the stocks that continue to work. Sometimes you have to find other ones, and maybe Snapchat's one of those.
Yeah, just before we go back quickly, thank you, Timmy Armstrong, for the super chat. Boeing is a retrace to 230 area reasonable in the next few weeks. So first things first, that area is reasonable because the 50 period was support, and so that in theory would turn into resistance if it were to pop up. It's just, it hasn't really made any kind of a bottom yet after losing the 50 period. So Boeing, I like Boeing for a bounce somewhere around the 200 level in front of the 200 period moving average myself. But when it does, I mean, the 230 would be a reasonable target. I just hasn't shown signs of making a temporary bottom yet. Let's talk about Tesla, which it made its temporary bottom and then was glorious.
Just reading through this industrial production data we just got as well there, more or less in line with expectation. Market did move, but overall, all three numbers there in line with expectations. Tesla, yeah, holding on to this nice trend to the upside. You and I were just talking about going back to Friday and then Thursday. We learned, of course, yesterday in the pre-market, if you missed it, the bid on Tesla shares was Elon himself going into the weekend.
I was telling Joe to end the midday show a couple of times last week that something was afoot with Tesla when it was closing out at the highs. It was very uncharacteristic of the stock. Brendo, now we know what's going on. So yes, a filing revealed Elon Musk bought about $1 billion worth of Tesla shares into his family foundation. The move obviously boosted market sentiment, signaling confidence from the leadership in the stock price. So we'll have to see what kind of announcements they have to justify, them buying at these levels. Some possible catalysts that we're looking at here: the Mega Blocks battery storage systems are gaining traction with businesses. So good look. Analysts highlight Musk's new pay package as well as possibly buoying sentiment within the investor base. These themes sort of have helped shift the focus from the weak vehicle sales. Speaking of those weak vehicle sales, those are the ongoing challenges that the company remains struggling with. Multi-quarter EV sales slump in multiple jurisdictions. There's also the consumer backlash that persists here with Elon, and Musk's promotion so far, Brendo, of the robotaxis and Optimus robots really hasn't translated it into any real sales, just a whole bunch of speculation, albeit justified given his ability to deliver.
Yeah, we'll see if that comes through, given, as you said, his ability to. 420, we'll call it 69, coming into play once again this morning in the pre-market here, guys, on the offer side.
I see what you did there, Brendan. That was no accident.
Did it come in
whatsoever. That level didn't actually come in. Brendan's just having some fun with us because that's what we should do. 420.69. Why not? I think that could be a level today. 420 certainly seems like it could be one. No, look, Tesla, the market's forward-looking. Tesla's a forward-looking stock, and ultimately, a lot of the worst is in. Elon has even said that he expected the back couple of quarters to be pretty weak, and the market has decided, okay, let's start looking forward here. That said, this is a pretty hefty couple of days worth of rally here for Tesla that did run into, you can't make it up. I mean, 420 is kind of a thing, and it's a level out there. And when it ran into it, couldn't really break through yesterday. You see a couple of fails, 3 fails to get above. So if it gets up there again and I see a fail off the 420, I'm looking for the old fade at 420. It just gets up there and does the same thing that we saw. Look for a curl. If it's breaking up 425, then you got to give it up and look for a long. So that'll be the play for myself here on Tesla, at least today.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go long Tesla. I think 410 to 412 area, so just kind of the other way around. If it pops up, I think it's a short. If it goes down, I think it's a long. Like, I don't expecting huge moves today, but 410 to 412. We had a big day yesterday. We crushed it in the morning. It was a great trade, and I just said look for a continuation rally into the close if we can hold those levels, right? I mean, we've already been down here. Shout out. I'll put the sticky note there in the chat. You guys can go have a look at that. Over 6,000 of you yesterday or so. But yeah, there's the 412. We held it there. Let's just see if it gets back down. I think there is a likely dip opportunity here today. So there's the rally right into yesterday's close, right by 410 to 412 is what I wrote down. So I just wrote down this $2 area right here into the close is something that I want to look at. This is the close right here, this big spike, which is 410. We got up to 412 and danced around. So it just, I don't know. We'll have to wait for it, but it's basically this area right here on Tesla is where I want to see about, because we took it out right there, then made the back move back in. I mean, I can't believe it touched $400. Unfortunately, I wasn't here yesterday afternoon. You guys know we would have been buying those dips against 400, but wow, good move down. And yesterday, whoopsies, yesterday off the open, we had a huge day with that trade, right? So we had a huge day yesterday with Tesla, and then we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening here today. But here's the push down already as we come back in and wait for some imbalances. So big bear AI's on there. Not much else is going on right here.
Oracle's getting big.
Oracle, yeah, sorry, Oracle. I was looking at the Nasdaq there. So yeah, so nothing really going on with Nasdaq names. Apple catching a bit of a sell, but that's only 100, and if my chart ever loads up, 130,000. So we'll wait. But yeah, that's what's going on right now with Apple and Tesla. So I like the dip buy opportunity. I think Tesla's over. Like, I think it's really mooned here in the last couple of days, man. I mean, this was just $350 last Thursday, Friday, Monday, today. So you're breaking higher here on Tesla. I want to dip buy, but it's early days on this trade, man. 4 minutes until the market opens. I am sitting at 412 to take like a quarter of a unit. If it fills, great. So that's what I'm doing right now, bidding 412 for Tesla, waiting to see if 410 holds.
And it's complete opposite of YouTube as well. We're just talking about TikTok a little bit. CoreWeave here, back to the upside initially this morning. We are coming back in. If you missed it yesterday, this was a note from Caresdale Capital, straight up shorting the stock. You had some similar thoughts here.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while, Brendo, the circular nature of the business relationship between NVIDIA and CoreWeave. Obviously, NVIDIA invested in that. But let's talk about what's going on here. So CoreWeave announced a minimum $6.3 billion order from NVIDIA, which is securing AI cloud capacity through 2032. But here's the kicker. This is what's right here in green. NVIDIA is obligated to purchase the residual unsold capacity, effectively guaranteeing utilization of CoreWeave's infrastructure. The full contact deals will be released in their Q3 earnings results. But this concerns me a little bit here because of that circular sort of, hey, I pump money into a subsidiary and then that money finds its way back to me vis-a-vis the purchase of AI chips. And that's exactly what they do. They rely almost exclusively on NVIDIA's GPUs. I'm talking about CoreWeave, with NVIDIA already holding a 7% stake in the company CoreWeave as of June 30th. They continue to do well, CoreWeave, that is, by growing their top line number. They're still not profitable. They continue to post losses, but shares have tripled, Brendo, since the March IPO, valuing the company at around $58 billion. Just to give you another idea, they also have almost a $12 billion deal with OpenAI, so they're not just entirely reliant on NVIDIA, as well as Google and Microsoft also involved in using them, Brendo.
A rent-a-server business, 125 here. We've been up here twice now, guys, including yesterday. What do we do here with CoreWeave?
Well, Kappa, maybe they're right, but usually when short sellers do their reports, they drop it and you think they're deep in the money. Well, if they did it recently, it's hard to imagine that they're getting what they wanted. So if it breaks out 125, I'd imagine they're a little bit scared because this failed the 250 period the last time pretty effectively. And I think if the same thing had happened, the short sellers would be laughing. I'd rather be looking for the long here because I think if it squeezes, it could be pretty spectacular. You have support down at 117, like that's one place to look, and then the 125 break. It's diddling in the middle, so it's one or the other, but I'm looking at both those levels for the long trade just because I think there's a better move if the short gets squeezed here for Caresdale. It's not a typical look when you get a short seller report and it gets a positive news story and then goes yesterday to the upside. I'd rather look for some continuation more than anything.
All right, let's go back to the desk and talk about Rocket Lab quickly. It's the last story on there. Rocket Lab taking out new highs, and then they dropped its offerings. Let's go find out what that's all about.
Yeah, just over a minute here to go. Back to 52, but yeah, huge move down after the close yesterday on a big offering.
Yeah, so the program allows the company to sell about $750 million worth of stock over time to several different investment banks instead of all at once. The sales can happen over time at market prices, but there is actually no requirement for the company to sell any shares, so the offering, Brendo, can be canceled.
As you mentioned, Sean, they do this at highs, essentially. So, I mean, if you're going to, good place for it.
I mean, the stock's been absolutely hot fire. I mean, back in June, this thing was $24. Right now, it's $55. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. As Sharif said, I mean, you got to raise some capital, continue your operations. So, Rocket Lab right here, I mean, the only time you want to buy this, I would say, is a dip down into $450 or so, $45, sorry, at the 50-period moving average. So if that somehow catches drift today downwards for an offering, then I think it's a buy. So Rocket Lab right now with only 15 seconds left, Neil, get ready to hit that thing. I'm going to be looking for an AMD short. We didn't talk about that too much. If we can get upside for AMD, we'll look to short that now with only 10 seconds left. Let's go. We're looking for Tesla longs as well. Right off the jump, that could happen. We're looking for TQQ longs as well. This opening bell brought to you by Origenics. Only 4 seconds. Scan that QR code, hit the bell, find Origenics, OGEN, on your NYSE exchange. So here we go, man. The market is now open, and it looks like the Nasdaq will open up 0.2 for today and give it a little bit of a run here. So here we go. Tesla 416, nice little move higher right now to start with. So that's starting to go here. Yeah, other than that, we'll just keep our eyes on everything. Turbo is the name that a lot of traders want to look at right now. That's trying to go higher. Apparently, no more shares available for this name. So watch out for a $7 break. Nothing you'll be able to short. Turbo breaking 7, I think we'll try long.
Yeah, by the way, Dave & Buster's also down double digits after their earnings. It was bad across the board, and their same-store sales, the comp sales were really, really bad, 3% decline. I'm looking at 21 as the first spot for a bit of resistance. CoreWeave not really doing a heck of a lot of anything, kind of still inside range. Alphabet, though, starting to pull right back into that prior day high as well. So looking for a bit of a rebound play here in Alphabet as it's trying to hold on to green. Market still relatively flat. Nothing went crazy at the open. Tesla didn't break out or anything like that either. So relatively quiet open. BBAI, by the way, did break the high on that 1.9 million buy imbalance.
Yeah, we have a position right now. I took Turbo breaking 7, very, very small position. Let's see what winds up happening. VWAP is down at $6. I want to give this to these kind of levels here, 6 break. So not a huge amount of shares here as we wait to see what's going to happen with TURB. Got to give it a little bit of time, don't you? So we'll have to wait to see if that's going to go. I'm offering it up near $7.50. See if we can make or lose 50 cents on this play with TURB. I don't know if it's going to go or not. Tesla looks like it's trying to. Yeah, I mean, it bounced off the 200 period of 414. We were waiting at 412, so that didn't come in yet. I still think that there is a good chance for that. ORCL, we can have a quick look over here too. Put all your names in the chat, man, and then we'll start to populate. We do have our scanner going right now. I'm actually going to reset this right here for everybody. Give this a fresh start. Type in what symbol you want us to look at, and we will start looking immediately at those symbols. Well, maybe not immediately. That's Oracle right now making to the upside. OPENDOOR as well. Whoosh, right down in there to $9. I'm actually bidding. I wrote down OPENDOOR 9. I'm bidding right now OPENDOOR 9.15. So we'll wait to see if that comes in. And then the last trade idea, and I'll throw it over to Neil, see if he's in anything. Right now, TQ. So if we get a dip buy opportunity in the futures, which is the Nasdaq here, we will try to go long. But try to be patient as tomorrow's the big day, right? So I want to be patient if anything else. And averaged into Turbo at 650, sort of like we said we would do. So now we'll wait to see if it breaks this level of $6.
Turbo, or is it just the ticker?
It's called Turbo Energy, I believe.
Okay. I actually wasn't sure if it was, because it could just be TRBO and you're like, we're calling it Turbo as a euphemism, or a euphemism.
Nah, it's Turbo.
As a nickname. But Alphabet did come in. Oh, I missed Dave & Buster's, but I'll get to that in a quick little second. Play, that is. But Alphabet just went right into the prior high, prior day close, I should say, and then bounced to the upside. Was able to get something on the north side of 252, and then trying to get more out in front of 253. But if we break a fresh low at 251.5, I'll jump out and look for the next opportunity here as Google. With the market actually starting to slide back into the downside, so I want to make sure I'm taking some profit out. VWAP's too early to really care about that, so I'm looking at that 53 for resistance. Dave & Buster's did pop to 21, came all the way back down to 20, and I kind of missed that short. It's pretty thinly traded with a bit of a spread here on Dave & Buster's, so let that one settle down. But I am trying to short this in front of the $21 level. The new high, 21.25. I'll just throw a stop in, so I'm ready to go for that. Tesla for all of its action yesterday. Pretty inside move so far here in Tesla, so a bit of a nothing burger for TSLA. And same thing with CoreWeave. CoreWeave, which, oh, never mind. Okay, so I'm going to cancel my dip buy in CoreWeave. It looks like it's going to make a run for that 125 breakout instead. I thought with the market coming down, this would be a dip buy, but it's going to go for that 125 break. Do not want to get trapped if this doesn't go right away, because the dip prior high is all the way down at 22.5. I'm not going to hold it $2.50 against me if the 25 break fails.
Yeah, the market is coming down here quite nicely, actually. So I think I'm going to start a little bit of bidding here. So we did get hit on Turbo, man. We got stopped out, and I bought. So I got stopped out on the 6th break. We talked about that, and then it kind of came into the 50-period moving average, and I was like, maybe that's the one thing that holds, and if it doesn't, then we can get out. So 550 break on Turbo, and we'll get out of it, but it's not necessarily. It was obviously a losing trade. I mean, we bought 7, we bought 650, then it breaks, and we wind up getting out. So now let's wait to see if we can make a little bit of a move backside. I'm waiting at 650 now to see if we can get something out. And again, this is a 1 million share float, done 31 million as they catch a deal in Spain to provide some sort of power. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but that's where my stop is on this one. So far so good here. Intraday record high in the Nasdaq today, so that's exciting. Congratulations to everybody that's been long the Nasdaq this whole ride. And here we go, man. We're long the Nasdaq right now. How about 20 cents? I mean, there it is. 99.30 right there for the TQQs, man. We just go back to our roots. I mean, we don't normally trade stocks like Turbo, but we do normally trade the futures. And there it goes. Nice move there. Back up to the upside. Let's take a little bit more out at 50 as we go. 99.60 is the 200 period there. So we're going to get some more out there at this point. And we're going to try to hold a little bit to see if this one wants to work out. So long Turbo here and long the futures, and not sure which one's going to last, if anything, so far there today. You're still into Google. That's a good trade-off, 250.
It just bounced again, but failed at 252. So it bounced off 251.5 a second time. Oh, I don't want to. It just failed at 252. So you're seeing a bit of a wall at the even dollar, but that's with the market coming back in a little bit. So it's probably going to require a bit of a turn in the market to help us out with Alphabet. Still looking over. Haven't gotten into Dave & Buster's yet. It's pretty close to my offer, but I have got no fills there. Tesla, still a bit of a nothing burger. I'm looking up, but you know what? I see everyone in the chat, including B4 Death, say BBI Brigade is greater than the Open Army. I mean, these things, right. They don't have to be mutually exclusive, BBAI. Okay? BBAI had a $1.9 million buy imbalance. It shot up 8%. Other than that, I'm not aware of any particular catalyst when it comes to that name. So again, not really sure what the story might be with BBAI, but there goes Alphabet. A couple of scalp bounces out, but it's unable to follow through, unfortunately, there the second time through. CoreWeave did break the 125, so we just got into CoreWeave. BBAI. There we go. Yeah, just to thank you, Adara, for confirming that. Yeah, there's no story for BBAI. CoreWeave does have a story, and it just busted through that 125.
Yeah, we know that BBAI doesn't need to have a story, guys. All right, so here it is, man. Tesla right now, 412. We just went long. I mean, this is the level that we talked about right there. So we are now long Tesla at $4.12, putting in a 60-cent winner, but we're not taking that. We're going to see if we can get a little bit higher, maybe up to 414 or so on that one. I'm going to take out 10% at 413 if we can get there. But ultimately, I mean, Tesla's still pointing down, man. That 410 is what we're really waiting for. And there goes Turbo. So let's go, man. We're in this name. We talked about it. There it goes. Nice move to the back end now for Turbo. We're almost positive. Well, we are positive on the name now. Held that, but it's got to break through that 650. That's where we just were a couple seconds ago. Let's see if Turbo wants to go. We got a good amount of shares now on this name, so we'll have to wait to see. We're going to take out 10% more right now at 43s. There it is. We do that. Tesla now starting to go. So let's see if we can now finally get a bounce. I mean, the market doesn't want to go, does it? Hopefully Tesla does. And there we go, man. It should be. If we could just break through 413, we should be able to get our first dollar club right there on Tesla. And there it is right now. That's your dollar. That's off here. It's on the posted sticky note level right here, right now for Tesla. So there it goes. Huge trade once again there for TSLA, man. We're back. We loved it yesterday. We're loving it today. It's Tesla. And then Turbo also gives us another 650 area. I'm going to take another piece out here at 44 if we're lucky enough to do that. So, so far so good. The TQs is not the greatest trade yet. And then there comes OPENDOOR right back into $9 again. $9? So we're long OPENDOOR. Yep, we're long OPENDOOR right now at $9.15 as it was written.
Yeah, an OPENDOOR all the way back in there. I know Mitch was. I don't remember what he said specifically, if he was
don't worry about it.
if he was holding it overnight or anything like that, but I know he was looking for the short position there. I finally got Dave and busted, but quickly through CoreWeave. Did not hold on to the breakout. It went 50 cents up. Well, actually went 70 cents to the upside on CoreWeave. And I was able to get 50 cents. It went 70 pennies up, I got 50. Took it right back out. Do not want to hold when the play is back into the prior high. So we got the prior high dip into CoreWeave now. And I am finally into Dave and Buster's. I know that was an earnings play that we didn't get to go over. Not necessarily the biggest stock in the world, everybody. So, we go through the rundown and we kind of go through the names that most people are going to be interested in. Dave and Buster's. If you're my age, you have some fond memories of it, but that's probably just myself. They missed top and bottom. Everything about the report was bad, especially the comparable source sales. So I'm short this one, hopefully all day long, as long as it holds under the $21 level. But as quickly as this market is not strong.
No.
As quickly as CRWV, I'm like, okay, CoreWeave just hit first level. I can go over to talk about something else. And then it runs and loses that prior high. So breakout worked initially, and then we have to stop out. Doubled up back in terms of the volume weighted average price, could not break the $0.50 again. So it goes the $0.50 in the money and then slams right back through. So this market does need to settle down. It does seem here. Is everything kind of sliding back in here? I know we didn't really talk too much about BBAI, everybody. It was just that buy and balance, what I could tell.
Yeah, man.
It just pulled all the way back to the open price and now starting to run again. So 2 seconds ago, it was right back at the open. BBI back up to 7.5%.
Yeah, we're loving some BBAI, man. Fired off those hot dog cannons for Big Bear Army, as you guys are talking about it. We've been talking about Big Bear now for at least 8 months. So hopefully you guys are all over that one. Yeah, the OPENDOOR Army is getting its door closed. We were able to get something out there at 920, 925s off that. So right now we're going to use this most recent wick down as our out spot there for OPENDOOR, as some profits coming out of OPENDOOR, that's for sure. Yeah, the real level here on a 30-minute chart I was going to look at is right into there, 880. So an 880 break or so on OPENDOOR, which looks like it may be imminent right there. But here we go. Who would have thought we'd have a dollar winner, Neil, on a $5 name? So there it is, man. Props it up there for Turbo as that just keeps on going higher and higher and higher. Right there, Sharif, we're long at $5.78. It's $7 right now. So there it goes, man. Nice move as we talked about being green finally on it. I mean, I can't believe we took that $7 long. We had to wait for a 50-period moving average run up right there. So we'll see if that's doing anything. Tesla right now, that's a dollar club. So we've got $2 club winners here. And what a different dollar club it is, right? This is a $400 name. So to make $1 on that is pretty nice. But to make $1 on a $5 name is even nicer. OPENDOOR, though, we're going to get something out here at 12s. We just absorbed that move all the way down. I don't know if, let's see if we can get a 14 here. There it is, we get it. So yeah, just was able to buy that dip there at 9. I mean, we wrote down here again, if you are joining us a little late or, you've been living under a rock and you never heard of Trader TV Live. We also have this going on right here. Here's the dip got buy in the TQs. That's in the money, 20 cents. There's our $9 long on OPENDOOR. That's in the money now, 15 cents. Tesla long right here is in the money, $1. We don't have Turbo on here, but right now, Neil, we're going to go 4 for 4 so far with the names today. So it's been a good one. Let's just see if we can continue to have it work out for us. There goes OPENDOOR back up into 917, 918, 919, 920. Let's go OPENDOOR right now. The face slappers are present today. That is for sure. Neil, no playing around with Dave and Buster's over there.
Well, we're trying to play around with Dave and Buster's a little bit. If you call that shorting the pops and getting out some at the volume weighted average price. Like obviously when the scaling is going to be a little jacked up, but you have to also notice here that I didn't mention this trapped some people long
Look at Turbo.
on the after the earnings. So the first initial move got all the way up like 15%. And then came back in when they got that comp same store sales. They actually went up when they missed on the top and the bottom lines. And then when they got more in the report, that's when it actually headed to the downside. So it's bouncing off VWAP for now. Remember, it's SSR. So anytime it blows out the top, I am not fighting the stock. Short sell restriction does mean up move can get a little bit crazier. You're looking for the re-entry back into CoreWeave. It's staying green, at least for now, with the market off the lows. But looking for that little bit of a curl to get into this one a third time. Still to take some out every time it bounces, but I want to get that sniper entry and not try to hold this one as it comes back in.
Yeah, man, you want to talk about some snipers right here. Check out Turbo right now, guys. I mean, who's actually on this name with me right here? There goes Turbo up to $8, now $2 in on Turbo right now. Like, okay, we are definitely happy with this. Let's take out some more up here at 780 now on Turbo as it's trying to turn around a little bit there. So there it goes, man. I mean, just stick with the stocks that are moving around, as Neil and I keep on saying. But there it goes, man. Nice play up there for Turbo. We do get a nice trade for Tesla as well. Double outs, man, for Tesla up on the upside there. 413.50s twice right there for Tesla. 413.50s right there. Nice little outs for us on Tesla. Let's see if it gets going again. That's $1 and change right there. I don't know if Turbo is going to continue this move. Like, I don't even know why it didn't halt on this move right there. That's 680 up to $8. Should have halted, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. We are loaded right now, man. We've got Open, we've got the futures, and we've got Tesla all trying to make some moves, plus Turbo. Oh boy, it's been a crazy day. What's going on, Dara?
I'm seeing, keep an eye on UnitedHealth. This one is dropping with volume. I am seeing reports that apparently the judge in the Luigi Mangione case dismissed the most serious charges against Mangione. Now, in case you guys missed it, Luigi Mangione is the man who stands accused of shooting and killing UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. So the CEO of the company's healthcare group, Brian Thompson, reportedly killed by Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione apparently has had his most serious merger charges against him dismissed. These type of related updates with this case have moved the stock in the past. There's no other news today on UNH. Back to you.
Trying to do it justice for you, Sharif. Try to do it justice for you, Sharif. We've got my guy right beside us. We're getting hyped up here right now as we trade some small cap runners right there. Just show you the versatility, right? Like, I'm long Tesla, I'm long the TQs, I'm long OpenDOOR, we're long Turbo. So, Neil, no matter what your poison is, we got it picked for you here today. So trading is my poison, that's for sure. And I'll probably die by it. So here we go. Let's get some more out on OpenDOOR up here at $9.20. And there it is, man. Another day, another daily goal met. It's 9:46 this time, took a little bit longer. Hopefully one day I can join Max in his Lambo.
Yes, sir, and I just need to hear that headline one more time on UnitedHealthcare. That just sounded messed up. I'm so glad I took some shares out of that stock recently, if that's going to be heading down on that news. Just quickly, SOFI, BBAI is still number one on the list, everybody, but SOFI is bleeding badly here. It looks like it is going to retest these prior highs at 2660. We said yesterday that was a good level. I thought there was a 0% chance that we'd see this level today after the all-time high. Yes, but if we get there, that's the level I like. Play, we're still in Dave & Buster's, but this is a free fall. And I got to get this reversion on SOFI. Down 3% after making a fresh all-time high. Just going to pop the 1 minute up so I can catch that little bottom candlestick here. 26.6 is the level I like.
All right, we're just getting out some more here on the TQQs. I mean, this is sort of how we trade, man. I mean, there's our bottom take at $99. I mean, we wrote it down right here on our note. There's all the notes you need to buy today. There's TQQ's buy right there. There's your $9 long on OpenDOOR. OpenDOOR right now is $9.25. AMD we didn't look at, and then Tesla. Tesla, Neil, right now, I don't know if you guys were trading this yesterday afternoon, but this is now $3 right now in the money on
both
Tesla.
directions. Joe had 3, I had 3.
Sick, man. Good job yesterday, man. Very proud of you guys. Here goes Tesla right now. Nice move to the upside for TSLA, and boom goes the dynamite again right there. So we're going to go 4 for 4 today with the ideas. I mean, it's not $14 winner or whatever we had the other day on Tesla, but we'll take it for right now. I'm waiting for Turbo to halt, honestly. I mean, it's $8. We've now gotten out of 2/3 of this trade, so hopefully that will be able to go there as well. This is the stock that's not going right here. It's the futures. So I'm going to put this down here at 98, 94. Hopefully we're able to capture out of that one, and that way it'll be, you know, a little bit of a dip buy opportunity if it does come through, just a little bit more. But there it goes, man. $3, good tap out there. I didn't realize Tesla was actually going that hard there, back up to the upside. So that's a good little tap out. So right now we're just sitting in $5 so far net on all of these trades. Waiting to see if the TQs can go. And then I don't know, I'm starting to tap out on OPENDOOR. Like, I want this thing to moon for sure. And then shout out to my big bear traders out there as well, back up near the highs. So yeah, there it is, man. Stuff's starting to really happen for us over here on this side. So thanks again for joining. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hopefully you guys are having a decent day there. Meta, Amazon, there's so many names,
Snapchat
guys.
Apparently.
Snapchat's going no.
BBAI, which is still named at the top of the list there, just made another fresh high of the day, up 9%. But Snapchat, I mean, TikTok news notwithstanding, up 4% as well as it continues to rally. I see this, there's one name I don't recognize, RZLV, that's on the list, but I did want to jump back over. I said I was going to take a little bit of SOFI. 26.6 is going to be the level that we like. It's starting to bounce here. Might need the help of the market, but I'm looking for VWAP here. Volume weighted average price. Wow. It's downward trending, so let's play it back into VWAP, get a nice 1% move hopefully, and then we can have a quick look at the other name, which is going absolutely ham, and that is your BBAI.
Yeah.
Look, Big Bear, this is a good trend break on a swing basis, no questions asked. The 50 period sits at $6. That just seems like what other possible target could you be looking at other than $6? Prior resistance and the 50 period moving average, both of them lining up exactly here for BBAI. So if you're long, congrats, and look for it to get to that level and maybe catch some sellers in front of the 5 even. Kind of an obvious spot for it to turn. Dave & Buster's looking, I'm still holding it for VWAP at this particular point. It hasn't really gone against, but it hasn't broken down more than 1 point. But here comes SOFI and the market trying to bounce back a little bit. So if we can get the market going here, yes, I think we can get this SOFI coming into VWAP. I know you guys are hearing some sounds. Randy and the team are working on some stuff on the stage, getting rid of the stage. Actually, they're taking it apart right now.
Stage. The only sounds you guys should be hearing right now is the sounds of, hopefully you guys have had some big trades on today, man. I mean, it's been really sort of a simpler day as far as like making sure to trade the levels, but it doesn't mean they're necessarily going to hold. We are now $3 in the money. This turbo is like sending my net basically to the moon right now. I don't know what else to tell you guys about this, but we're here, man. I'm here to trade for you guys, with you guys. There it goes. It's turbo. It is absolutely hot fire right now. Shout out to Ozan. 950 right now. There it goes, turbo. We just get a 950 fill on this one, Joseph. This is going insane right now, turbo. As we start to go back up to the upside here again, one more time. There's a little bit of a seller there. We'll tap out a little bit more, but that seller is now gone. See you, turbo, as that continues to go to the upside. This is the whole day right now, so it's a big one here to the upside. Tesla $1.70. OPENDOOR is kind of giving it back, so I think we'll maybe tap out. I don't necessarily need to lose here on OPENDOOR. I mean, it's been such a good day. We don't need to give too much of it back. So we'll start to punch out a little bit here on OPENDOOR as it does retrace back down. So yeah, we're doing our best here on the day, but there it goes. TQQ does come out. So that is going to be a losing trade. Well, no, it's a flat trade, but losing on that last piece. Tesla maybe is the one to go now, but still $3 in on that one. So we'll wait to see what's up, Brandon, and everybody out there that's making some trades today that have had some profit in their account. So good luck and good for you guys moving forward.
And guess what, everybody? If you're a Canadian trader, Beta Pro by Globex is bringing back its annual Biggest Winner Simulated ETF trading competition. Now with over $40,000 in straight cash prize, straight cash only, including $20,000 grand prize, and it's all risk-free. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. So you trade with $100,000 in fantasy cash on the Webull platform. Whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started. It's a chance to test your strategies, build skills, and climb the leaderboard. So if you think you have what it takes to be the next biggest winner, scan that QR code you see on screen and sign up today. Link also in the description. What up?
So how many trades is that, Sean?
Thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Thanks for the work, my guy. Keep going. That's just the bottom of where we used to sit there.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so there goes Tesla again, man. Another huge move back to the upside for us on Tesla. We wrote down between 410 to 412. And then there it goes, man. Tons of upside play there for Tesla today as well. This is just, honestly, it's starting to become quite an unbelievable run over the last, I don't know, man, over the last couple months, I guess. I mean, this is just like, this is now $5 right there on Tesla. So there it goes. I mean, we have these trades. This is not something that's make believe. You know, it'd be something if like I was like, you know, putting these on and then just being like, oh, look, all of a sudden I'm long Tesla. All of a sudden I'm long OPENDOOR. All of a sudden we're long TQ. But like these are written down at 8 o'clock to 8:30. So there's my level, 410 to 412 long on Tesla. So yeah, I'm long 412, up $6. It is what it is. OPENDOOR long $9. We're long OPENDOOR. The turbo trade came out of nowhere. I didn't write that down on here, and turbo is going to be by far my #1 P&L name here today. It's not even going to be close. So yeah, we're really happy with that one. Despite Tesla going up, Tesla will be about half of the profit right now that we made on turbo. I wish it was a lot more than that, but unfortunately it's not. So we'll just wait. I don't know why this name hasn't halted yet, but
it's a speed usually. All the bands are within 5 minutes. It's very particular. They have to hit the band within a 5-minute time frame.
But isn't it just 10%?
But what ends up happening a lot of times is we don't have the bands on our level 2.
Right. So
it'll get to the band and then like some people can see it. So there'll be like these quick reverses off the band that allow it to not really get to the halt price. I've seen that mechanic displayed by, well, online. Some other people that actually have the bands have shown it when it's happening on those small cappers. So most of the time when a stock is not halting when you think it is, it's actually getting to a halt band and then doing these quick little reverses. And the other thing too is the market makers and the algos know where the bands are as well. So sometimes they'll cause it to stop. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. We can get into the manipulative effects of that. And then they let it halt when they want to, and they don't let it halt when they don't want to, and all that kind of fun stuff. Just very quickly, I had to do something for Obi. Look, Dave & Buster's continues to bounce off VWAP. So I'm going to get a little more aggressive getting some shares out in front of the volume weighted average price. It's not breaking out the high, but it's not falling apart when the market's coming back down in. SOFI was cratering, just held a low again, as it doesn't seem to want to break, well, hopefully not any further. It's basically into yesterday's, I gotta go to 15 here, yesterday's lows and then last week's highs. That's what we're playing back into here for Dave & Buster's, and BBAI continues its rally up 8%. It is still pulling back, not really following through that high of the day just yet, but BBAI on 50 million shares worth of volume looks like it is a small capper that is giving you the goods, at least in terms of volume and action. And Amazon bucking the trend of the overall market. Like Google was a fail on the dip buy. Took it a couple times. Thankfully, we were able to scalp some out, but Amazon is at least bucking this market trend where it's trying to break out the top as the market continues to go lower. Some relative strength over there in Amazon. At least for the Mag 7 names, I should say.
Yeah, definitely like some Amazon there for sure. Yeah, I'm just trying to slow down now because, I mean, the market's already given us enough today to do fine. I mean, it's like I said, it was really the surprise here with Turbo that started going. So let me have a quick little look to see if there's anything else in said market that you guys want us to look at here. Neil's already sort of gone through this. Yeah, shout out to the Army, man. I mean, we already done Big Bear AI. We've been talking about Big Bear AI for quite a long time here on this show. So I'm glad the rest of the market right here, finally, I mean, it's been a move down but we're happy with Big Bear AI. Circle, I don't think we ever found a story on that, so that right now is still a problem. Right there for Circle, up 2.5%, not much of a problem, I guess. Problem, we got to find the story. Oracle 313, we could definitely have a look there. CoreWeave actually red there. We thought that was going to have a chance to get going. OpenDoor still down 5%, so it's not like it's made a huge move or anything today. Down to 912 right now. We're still long. Loving some Apple. Like, oh my God. How good has Apple been for you guys over the last little while there, right? I mean, good little recovery off of their Apple movement last week. Turbo, we've got that 866. I'll talk about it. I am less than a third of Turbo left still. Tesla 415, less than a third left of that. Wolf, Amazon, BE Energy there. I'll push pause so we can watch this. And then there's Robinhood at 114. So Robinhood could be an interesting play. I mean, we talked about what SoFi was doing. Oh, before I do Robinhood, I want to check Snapchat. You guys know that at 8:30 I was talking about Snapchat, and you know that I thought because we talked about Meta. And I was just like, maybe the next thing to go would be a Snapchat just because everything else is just so expensive, it seems like, right now that Meta might be one of the ones that has been clubbed and you have an area where you can possibly get out. I don't love this name. I don't think Meta's like...
Meta?
Snapchat.
Oh.
I really like Meta, but I don't think
you had me
Snapchat's
confused for a second.
Yeah, my bad. I don't think Snapchat's the greatest name to hold long term. I just think that you could get a snap back up around 8 to 850 there for that name. So that'd be something that I'd be looking at. No. Meta, I think we like.
I like Meta. I just don't necessarily think it's the Mag 7 have gone from like hot to cold. Like it's, you got to pick which one is in favor right now. And I think it doesn't have its turn yet. I think maybe one more bounce off the 50 period, and when Google slows down, because they're not all going together. You get one goes, the next one goes, Apple goes for a bit, then Google goes for a bit.
Yep.
So Meta, I think, is on the side burner at least in the short term. But I think there's a buy coming up for that stock after this event. That's what I'm hoping for. Buy the dip after the event. The MetaConnect is today and tomorrow.
Yes.
Today and tomorrow, right?
I don't. Is it today? I know it's tomorrow.
It's like the third biggest thing tomorrow.
Okay.
The second biggest thing is the Fed.
Yeah, I was sort of hoping that MetaConnect would maybe get lost.
What's the biggest thing tomorrow?
My birthday. Yeah, my brother's birthday as well. Born the same day.
I was good.
And my kids are planning something. My dog's birthday is the day after, so that's the one that they're all excited about. Yeah, Belle.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Belle, yeah, is it though? I mean, we celebrate her birthday more than mine, but. When Studio 8 says Saskatchewan? Well, very, very soon. I mean, you're seeing a lot of changes right now. All right, let's go over to Dara. We just got numbers out right here. So housing index numbers, let's go find them out with Dara.
They must not like it.
NAHB housing market index slightly lower than expected, 32 versus the forecast of 33. Business inventories month over month exactly in line with estimates, 0.2%. Was the actual print. The forecast was 0.2%, and the previous print was 0.2%. So incredibly flat business inventories month over month, but the NAHB housing market index, once again, lower than the forecast, but actually in line with the previous month's print. The Nasdaq not reacting too much to this, continuing to find a little bit of a base here for the QQQ. Let's talk about some of these stories on watch. MetaConnect, that event is going to be happening tomorrow. We do have a leak as well on these glasses, which could be having a bit of a spotlight at this event. We also have on watch here this TikTok deal. Now, Meta and Snapchat, and I guess also YouTube Shorts, all competitors of TikTok. So that's why Meta tends to be on watch with these stories. Oracle reportedly embroiled in this deal as well. So ORCL is another stock to watch with that catalyst in mind. And Tesla, TSLA. This stock was on watch yesterday. Massive gap up. It did give back quite a lot of that move. But Elon Musk continuing to reaffirm his commitment to Tesla because that move yesterday was caused by his $1 billion stock purchase for TSLA. Now, before we send you back to the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Origenics. Each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., but there's still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed Origenics, OGEN, is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Origenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more. Schedule a meeting today. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adair. We just got a super chat from Nathan Lee. Shout out to you, Nathan. You feel like BNC is set to squeeze? Your thoughts? Well, I always say this caveat. If I'm looking for a stock for the first time, I have not looked at BNC at all today. And we always appreciate our super chats. but I'm not going to tell you something you want to hear right now. It's up 6%. Stocks don't squeeze, in my opinion, when they have 28,000 shares of volume after the open. So yeah, it's up a little bit, but there's literally no volume on the stock, so it's impossible. It's not impossible. It's just you don't get squeezes that way. So appreciate it, and thank you for the super chat. But if you're looking for a squeeze, you want there to be action, right? Like shorts have to be panicking, and they're panicking when there's volume and a bigger increase than double digits there. So the market's trying to come back. SOFI, if SOFI gets to VWAP, I want to take a couple legs out. I almost want to get all of it out if it fails 27.25. We're long on the first bounce, just underneath that 27 level. And as you might have seen when I was answering the super chat, we're back in a VWAP here for Dave & Buster's. So it's going like 2060 down into 2010, right? It's giving you a couple points. But I'm looking for that follow through the $20 level here on play.
All right, we're not playing either. Right now, $7 right now in the money on this trade. I mean, we took it early, and it's been great the whole darn day right there. There goes Tesla. Just never went against us, never stressed at all about this. A level that we wrote down, so we're happy with that play. There it goes, man. $4. $7, but 420 right now, man. Thank you, Mike P. DeRider, and everybody that's here in the chat. I mean, this is just trading, and it's something that we do good around here. I hope that you guys feel that way. All right, OPENDOOR as well, another dime piece. We love dime pieces around here. Let me take another piece out here at 18 if we could do that. There it is, 918. There's the fill there as well. It's just been quite a great experience. Let's look at some of these Geminis and things like that. Let's see what Gemi's doing here. $32, so down 1% today. Nah, not doing much. Let's see what Figure's doing. We did have that huge move on Circle earlier today, which we couldn't really find out too much about. I don't know, Adara, let us know if you find anything on Circle, because, okay.
Already looked, and I did not. If I found something, I would have said anything, but there's really nothing there on Circle, unfortunately.
All right, see something, say something.
We could guess. Like there's one, like yesterday there was a lot of crypto-related action.
Yep.
At least. And if you look at, I mean, I don't know, IBIT's back to flat after falling down with the rest of the market. So Bitcoin's doing a V-shaped recovery in here, holding that 15,000 level. We saw BMNR was and I just typed in ETH, which when I think of BMNR, I always go to ETH first, but BMNR was a big time mover, and that is moving around today, but it's weak. Like they're all trend down. It's trying to bounce, but like most of the crypto plays are looking relatively weak, and I know people are looking at Circle. It's bucking the trend. Yeah, it fell at the open, but it seems like it's stronger than most everything else. So yeah, I think you got a good one, but again, no particular story, and I can't find something related which is going as well. And I hope SoFi continues to go, but it was another name. I saw at least one person in the chat where we were talking about Robinhood and SoFi. Yeah, I said yesterday that I don't like what's going on in Webull.
What?
And I still don't like what's going on in Webull.
Oh, Turbo was just, yeah, I mean, I still like Webull. Turbo was just halting up there. I just put an offer at 11.16. I think that was the first to halt band there at 11.15, 11.16 right there for Turbo. So let's see if we can get an upside move. Guys, we are now 100% in the money. 100% right now as we double our, like we're long at 570 right here. There it is. There's 1150 right there on Turbo. So that's a double up. That's 100% now into. There it goes. Now, okay, it was just about to halt, and then it just goes up. So all these halt bands keep on resetting. Let's go Turbo right now, man. This has been a monster trade, guys, right here. So there it is. Let's get out more. Let's get out at $12, Neil. Let's not stop. Now there it is. We are now in the money, $6 when our average price is below that. So here we go. We could get the first halt up right now on Turbo. We're getting lighter and lighter, man. Like right now I have 15% left of this trade. So there goes Turbo, going to enter into the halt. Congratulations to every single person out there that has this name, man. It is Turbo, and it is turboing our net right here today. So that doesn't even make sense, but that is what's happening. So there it goes. My whole day is pretty much this. I mean, that's not true because we also have $7 on Tesla, and we do have 12 cents. We don't have any losing trades. This is a flat trade for us right there at the bottom. But there it is, man. Turbo Energy now halted at the highs of the day. There it goes. So we indicated this one early. We talked about trading it. We did get stopped out right there once it broke the 50-period moving average, but that was just like Tried it, bang, held the 50 period, boom, to the upside right now. Halting, looks like it's gonna open up at 12 right now. So let's just continue the party here on Turbo. Huge upside day for this name. And again, like I said, congratulations. That's all we could say when names go like this. So right now, Turbo halted, nothing but love from the upside down there. What's up, Adara?
Keep an eye on Google here, and to a lesser extent, Coinbase. The company's announcing apparently Google's partnering with Coinbase to enable crypto payments in their new AI-powered payments protocol. So Google and Coinbase partnering up here for a crypto payments related feature. Not too much of a move on Google, and Coinbase is at, or actually basically at here, days low. So not much of a reaction, but Coinbase and Google crypto payment partnership. Apollo Global also one watch here, APO. Not one that tends to move a lot for day trading, but reportedly considering selling AOL. Back to you.
Yeah, that matters. Wow, Coinbase stinks right now, unfortunately. And yeah, that doesn't necessarily bode well when you have what seemingly would usually be a good story and you are at the lows and you're showing no signs of budging. That just, it sucks on Coinbase. But look, Bitcoin is trying to retrace back through 15,000. That could be a bit of it. We showed you guys Circle. We showed you guys Webull, Robinhood across the board. Like, you're not getting, I mean, Robinhood's actually not bad. It's actually recovered a little bit here. This is why I like this SOFI to try to make this bounce, is Robinhood's been able to bounce. SOFI got almost to the volume weighted average price, still putting in some higher lows. So I think this one, as long as it holds out the bottom, I think we can start looking for that potential V-shape recovery on this bad boy. Just going back to the top name on the list again, BBAI, it just keeps on, I don't know what the best word to describe it. It's almost like an algo pattern here. Like distinct for 10 minutes up, distinct for 10 minutes down, and back and forth. But all through that, it's still making higher lows and starting to settle, holding the volume weighted average price. Another name without a particular story here. So BBI is up 9%. There is no story that I can see or that we've been able to find. There was a 2 million share buy imbalance on this, and it could just be some growth stocks are going. Remember, we're getting a quarter point cut tomorrow, so that can sometimes bode well for these types of plays.
Good point.
That's just speculation, why you might see a few more squeeze names. But as long as it holds VWAP, I think this one can be good. Volume, again, it's going to do hundreds of millions of shares today. It's already over 50 million out of nowhere is Big Bear AI. That's still top of the list. BBI, Open, Turbo, Apple's the only Mag 7 name we haven't talked about at all. Again, no particular catalyst for Apple. It's a MetaConnect event. They're the ones that are the biggie. But this is algo trading to the upside for Apple. As the market's been trending down, Apple is up 1.5%. This is just dying to break out. 241.5. For a breakout here on Apple. I'd suspect if the market keeps on pulling back like this, there we go. You might see a little bit of a dip opportunity. 238, maybe the 239 area, somewhere back in here, or just the volume weighted average price looks like the play. But I'm going to go back over to SOFI. If Robinhood can hold that strength and the market can bounce, then it's reload time here on SOFI in front of that 26. The low right now is about 26.80. I think it's like a penny underneath that. I'd love to get something in the 90s. If it makes a fresh low, I got to jump out of this because SoFi, it's kind of catching a falling knife here after making another 52-week high yesterday. But it's been making them every single day, so it's not really that big of a deal anymore.
No, yeah, we like SoFi.
The all-time high is literally $1 away on SoFi.
Yeah. Oh, all-time high. Okay, that's nice.
It's like 28
traveled.
something.
Yeah, it's nice to see it travel that far back and forth. Okay, so just real quick here, we did get another piece out on Tesla as it broke through 417. So there it is right there. That is the 21 period. So we'll tap out on that right now for Tesla. I'm almost out of it all there. And I do have in market on open order to get, limit on open, which is a marketable trade on open for that. So hopefully that will fall through at some point there. So there it is, so 12. So we get 12. And there, now it's $13. So now goes Turbo Energy. We might as well just wait in case this name really, really gets off right now. I mean, okay, well, I can't Again, my bad, like I trade net. We talk about that. There it goes, man. $13 right now to the upside on Turbo. Wow. I'm like shell-shocked by this. I don't normally trade these kind of names, but there goes Turbo right now just blasting to the upside, man. 13s, $14. Like at some point it turns around, right? So I'm just going to keep piecing this out as it continues to rip to the north side. Our net right now is not playing. This has been a huge move to the upside right here. Joe, we have $9 here on this name. It's a $5 name right there. So I don't know, man. Maybe I have to move to the midday and start trading some small cap names. But there it goes. What a move there for Turbo. We're getting some pieces out on the way up, right? I mean, all good things. I'm going to take another piece out right now. All good things must come to an end at some point.
Not necessarily.
I hope not, but we're treating it as if it does a little bit there. So we'll take another piece out there at 13.40, and now we can just sit on our hands, man. I mean, this has been such a fire right there. So just be careful here, man. I'm not, just like CompuCare team is saying, great trade. Thank you, CompuCare. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I think it's getting a little extended, needless to say. I mean, this is why I'm getting out. I do not, I'm not pushing the buttons here anymore. We're $4 in the money there. We got OPENDOOR, we've got Turbo, we've got them all pumping today. So a great opportunity to trade there today. And I'm going to sit on my hands, which are freezing right now. I might actually just go get another coffee pretty soon. But all right, so Tesla was a great out there. Now it's falling back in. I think we'll just stop the last piece out if it breaks 414. So let's just put that trade in. This trade initially had a $1, $2 tag on it if it broke 410, because we were going to get more at 411, but that never came through. So let's go 413.99, stop out if it breaks that. We put that trade in, and we'll just watch Turbo here into the rest of the day. OPENDOOR, we can't go red on that. This stop will get us out at 889, so this is momentarily stopping out on OPENDOOR. Fine by me. My whole day, like I was saying, not Turbo related, it's Turbo and Tesla. As we go basically zeros, we'll be up on OPENDOOR and slightly down on the TQQs. So it'll be a 3 for 4 day, but the big ones are where the big ones are right now. So yeah, like we could check out Tesla more. BBAI we've already checked out there. I don't know what else is moving around. Oh, GME. I do like Amazon, by the way. GameStop has been a hot fire, actually, right there, taking out 12.
Amazon's so strong today.
Right now. There's something about the card grading and everything at GameStop. Like, my son's had to send his card in down to California to get for PSA there.
Well, like a problem, or?
No, I think GameStop's going to get into card grading where you can trade them online and stuff like that. I think that's going to be a big windfall for them if and when they wind up doing that. All right, I'm going to put this, all right, now we're at $15, guys, on Turbo. Like, this is 3 times the winner now. Like, we're long at $5. This thing's at $15. So, yeah, pretty good. Let me just offer upside and see if we get that fill on Turbo. I have no idea where it's going to end. You guys tell me what the plan of action here is on Turbo. We led you to this spot. Now we got to, at some point, get out.
Don't drop that.
What's up, Fabian?
Did he grade a baseball card or
Pokemon?
Pokemon. What gen? Do you know?
One of the new ones. I'll show it to you once he gets it back.
Gotta involve yourself in your son's hobby. Come on.
I do. I'm the one tracking him, my guy. I have a picture of it and everything. I just don't know the name of it. There's millions of Pokemon cards.
My parents don't care
What do you mean involvement in hobby?
Memorizing those is not easy.
Dude, I went to Dick's Sports Cards and bought him those packs.
Wow.
So he opened it up. They're hard to find. There was a box of Pokemon cards there. So when we were in Boston, we traveled all around looking for them.
Very lucky kids.
Very lucky kids.
Fabian with the great shirt, by the way.
Yes, Pink Floyd. Yes.
Classic. Classic for sure. Let me tell you right now, BTCC, everybody, they probably don't have the ability to trade Turbo, but in 14 years, they don't have any hacks, and they don't have any excuses, and they've been able to deliver when others haven't. You can trade Bitcoin up to 500x, even Tesla, gold, and 4x, if that's your cup of tea. With smart copy trading, you also don't just have to watch the pros, you can trade like them. They're regulated in the US, Canada, and Europe, and trusted by 6.8 million traders. There's also a Trader TV Live exclusive. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description box for a 15% deposit bonus. BTCC.com is where the pros trade, and now so can you. So shout out to BTCC. We want to thank them. And we've talked a little about Bitcoin. Not really a heck of a lot going on in the crypto space. It is now holding the $115,000 level on BTCC. SoFi is not a crypto name, but fintech. I always call it like adjacent is a word I like to use. Adjacent. It's just made another double bottom. I've only been buying at 95 and then one fill at 96 in here. But if we break a fresh low, we got to jump out of this one. I'll just show you. Robinhood's coming back down too, but this is holding some higher lows. So a lot of weakness coming back in on SoFi. I also mentioned Webull, a related name. This continues to fall. So you're getting a lot of weakness in this overall space. Webull down another 3%. This one might be back on the way to that $10 to $11 area where we like to buy. Unfortunately, I say that because I still own Webull shares. Thankfully, we took some out. I'm a buyer again in front of 10. I just didn't think we'd be getting there this soon. That's rather unfortunate. Dave & Buster's still has somebody holding the $20 level, exactly $20. Not a lot of shares on level 2, but there's a buyer there anyways. I think if it breaks down, I'm looking for 19.5, and we will reload if we get back up into that high. So just kind of shorting that little bit of a pop after the only earnings name last night was a disappointing turn for them. Missed on top bottom. We said their same store sales also not very good. I just saw on the screen gold all-time highs.
Yeah, gold is
going into Fed. That's another thing you can trade at 2 o'clock.
all right. No, I actually got out of Tesla there at 414. This is so this turbo is now $11 in the money, but we're long at $5. This is 3 times the price right now. We're up 300% right here as turbo. We still have some shares on board. We still have 10% actually, exactly. So I'll get some out here at 25s if we can. I guess it's going to halt there. Should have put 24s. Okay, reset and then get me out at 25 now on the upside. I exactly have 10% left of this trade. So we're trying to sit on our hands a little bit here, as you can see. But I'm trying to watch out for this name just to see. It just stopped at that halt band of 17.25. So hopefully it resets right now and then just blasts all the way to the upside right now. I mean, wow. Yeah, it's funny because I put some gold in the portfolio a long time ago. It's not even that long ago, but it was, let's just call it 8 months or so, because I was just doing the recap show and doing all this stuff and just seeing gold continuously climbing. I was just like, I had spare cash. I had some cash lying around, and it was actually right here. So what month was this? March, yeah. So that's about right. That's like I said 5 to 8 months ago or so. Right there, breaking that level right here. So we came up, we dip bought. I felt so bad not buying this dip buy there that we actually wind up getting some of this. We actually am in GLD in here around 270. So not a huge amount of, small. I never really believed in gold, to be honest with you. So, but there it goes to the upside. Outperforming the S&P 500 now over the last 20 years is GLD. So congratulations for anybody that's hitting that up right now. But hey, man, we are just stone cold chilling right now. Let's just see if this goes upside. 17.25 right now is what we're waiting for. I don't have any stop orders out. I feel like we may get, if it goes down, I may get run. So maybe I'll put to get out of half of what we have left, so 5%. If it breaks back down below $13, that could be something that we wind up doing. So let me just put that in. And just so you guys know, my stop on this was $5.50. So 30 cents, can we do better than that? 30 cents worth of risk for $11. It's just that was too bad that we got, it's actually a blessing, that we got stopped out there because I put on more shares because I was like, we have an aggressive area to get out of 5. Money. $12 winner. So we just got it right there. All right, I gotta go get a coffee or else I'm gonna be stopping out of all of this. Ramin, we have a name right now. We're long $5.78 on Turbo. It's at $18 right now. This is all traded live for you on Trader TV Live as Ramin puts up something for Instagram. It's hard to fit between there. If Ramin can barely fit between these two desks, how the hell am I gonna fit?
We're not supposed to fit,
between
apparently.
these two? We are supposed, that's the way we're supposed supposed to go.
No, that's impossible.
No, we are supposed to go that way.
Oh,
they don't want us walking back through. Yeah, it's crazy.
No,
crazy
you
time.
literally, no.
Right there. Okay.
No.
So right now, $19.30. I don't know what else to do on Turbo. I wish we had more shares left. We don't. There it is right there. Yes, you are. Hey, Beantown, I am more than happy to now be part of Small Cap Nation with all of you guys. We've been, hey man, I mean, we are part of this from day one, man. We were buying Palantir $8, $9. You guys, you know, we trade OPENDOOR. We trade everything over here. We traded DWAC. One of the most exciting moments on the show is when we had like a $100 winner on DWAC. So yeah, we're all
that
about
was
this.
Free money day.
Yeah, we're all about this life. That is for sure. So it is turbo time right there. So thank you so much, man, for all of that. Yeah, no. Let's just, I'm going to go get a coffee. What are you saying?
Well, we're going to go to Darren in a quick little second, but I just grabbed AMD on looking for a reversion. It's about 10:20 here, so we're getting into that next hour of trade where I'm usually looking for dips into VWAP, pullbacks, and that kind of stuff. I like 164 on AMD in the note, but it never broke out the high. So if I'm thinking short at 64 and it never breaks out the high, there's a clean trend break. I want it back into the volume weighted average price. The other thing we got to get to is this market is pulling back a little bit. And before we go, like I said, before we go to Adara, bounce into VWAP for the market. If you reject the volume weighted average price, that's a good spot to look for some curls. If you end up breaking out, you got to give up on your shorts, I think. Unless, I mean, play is different because it's an earnings play, but anything that's going to follow the market, you want to respect that volume weighted average price in the futures, which just went red to green temporarily. The Nasdaq, the ES, the S&P 500, still a little bit red. Let's go to Adara. I believe it's the small cap recap.
Keep an eye on chip makers as well. SpaceX apparently collaborating with these chip makers following their deal with EchoStar. We're going to get into small caps now. Now, as Neil just mentioned, Nasdaq trying to go red to green, a little bit of a recovery from the lows. We're not really seeing that, though, with the IWM. The Russell 2000, which, of course, is our small cap related index, basically still near these lows of days and making some pretty interesting moves. Now, you're going to have to keep an eye on the IWM tomorrow as well around 2 p.m. because we know, well, the market in general is already going to react to these rates. The IWM and these small caps are a lot more rate sensitive. With that in mind, we're going to look at some names that are not necessarily micro caps, but still kind of in that world of smaller cap names. Big Bear AI, this one has a 20% short float now, which is a little bit smaller than it's been previously, about a $2 billion market cap, and it is part of the Russell 2000. No news today, though, on BBAI. Another heavily shorted name here, Wolfspeed, WOLF, no news on this one either, 28% short float, $500 million market cap. And last but not least, BREA. This is a lot closer to a traditional small cap name, roughly $30 million market cap here for Brera Holdings, or Brera Holdings, sorry. I didn't see any news on this, but this one has moved in the past as a small cap name, and it is a frequent holder. Before we send you back to the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at Trade the Pool. Did you know that instead of risking your own money, you can now trade with someone else's capital? No more fear of losing. No more moving your stop loss too soon, and you can actually get enough capital to make it worth your time. So you can aim for big profits, not just a couple $100 a month. This is the revolution called limited risk trading, and it is powered by Trade the Pool. This is how it works. Join Trade the Pool, hit the profit goal, and keep 70% of the profits. Visit tradethepool.com, that's tradethepool.com, or scan QR code now for 10% off. Back to you.
Shout out to Trade the Pool. T-minus less than 1 month that we will be having, I believe, at least Mitch coming through. We had Mitch this morning, but he's going to be live in the studio, just like we had Michael live here. Out of nowhere. I kind of didn't realize that we were going to get Michael live until he showed up and just said hi. So that was definitely a treat for us, yesterday's trade. Pulling back, I already mentioned the AMD to you guys. We just jumped into that, looking for the volume weighted average price. The market is pressing into VWAP, trying to get to VWAP. I don't want to overstate it, but we got close to the volume weighted average price on the Qs, but we are turning around a little bit. SOFI, first bounce worked, second bounce, no, it just took out the low. So 1 for 2 on SOFI as it keeps on breaking lower. This one might just be, it has to do a deeper dip. I want to remind everybody about SOFI. This is a huge, it's about as big a level as you're going to get. The all-time high on a monthly chart is in play here for SOFI. So yeah, you're going to get a little bit of a dip here. I want to be buying into this whenever it happens for the break day. tomorrow, next week, whenever it might be. I want to be long into it instead of taking that breakout trade over there on SOFI. So as AMD comes down, so does SOFI, so does the market pulling right back in here. Again, looking for the VWAP retracement here on AMD. And while I'm here with AMD, which is flat on the day, worth noting, NVIDIA also at VWAP, but on the wrong side. NVIDIA is down 0.7. So a little bit of weakness here in NVIDIA helping to drag the market down. Outside of Amazon, for the big cap names, there's not a whole lot that's super, super strong that's been carrying the market the last little bit. I mean, Apple pretty good, Amazon pretty good, Google not so much, at least not today. Google doesn't seem to have it in it. Too many all-time highs. It can't go all-time high every single day, I guess.
No, not.
I haven't checked Palantir today, actually.
Yeah, it was 170. I'm not sure. All right, so unfortunately, we tapped out a Tesla there when it broke 414, so that was a tap out there. And then OPENDOOR, it's getting close. I should have got some out there at 908, so we'll do that next time. And we did have a fake out there on Turbo. I now have a little bit more than 5. Let's call it 7.5% left or so of Turbo, because once it broke 16, that level there, 17, I got out at 1650. Then we got another piece out there at 1750. As now it's trying to climb. I have one more offer at 1990. So at $20, hopefully that will fill. If not, man, very small piece left on Turbo, and just waiting for it to fall back into life, right? I mean, I feel like right now, this is the first time where we've kind of stopped and hesitated a little bit. But if you're going to trade the long, I mean, that's 15 right there. So I feel that like this 21 period moving average really held. The 50 period moving average has been gold. I mean, I can't believe we could stop out at 11 and still have a double up on the stock, but we're just going to let it ride right now. That is Turbo, and see if it does wind up breaking that 15. I think that would be a good spot to get out. So 1490, I'm actually going to cancel. So my stop was 550, so I'm going to go 1499 on Turbo. We'll put out an order at 1470 if that does happen, and we'll get out of half of what we have left if it does break through $15. The other trade that we had, so far here on the sticky note today, TQQ dip buys at $99. We were in that and then stopped out. Obviously, it's going to be working as of right now there on the TQQs, but we stopped out already, so that was good. It was okay there. We took it early. That was really early. That was 934. Then it came into 99.15. If we had just actually stuck to our plan and bought 99s, we probably would still be out in it because it only went out 15 cents against us. But I don't know. The futures right now might do what we thought it would do. And we wrote down again on the note that it was going to be probably a sleepy day ahead of the Fed. It's not like that's rocket science. Then the other name that we wrote down was Advanced Micro Devices. Trying to go short this one if it went for a run today, and it hasn't done anything. So I was going to try to say just in this 164 level was what I wrote down there. It's not that complete top. It's this top right into here. So it just didn't.
It's the 50 period on the daily.
Yeah, exactly. Somewhere around there. Yeah, 163 and change. So we never got to that level. So, okay. And then the name that I want to buy more of, I said this to Neil off the open, or when we came in today, that I want to buy more Alibaba and Tencent and those kind of Chinese names because they're really working right now. But again, pretty expensive price. The PE is not expensive, but you're paying up for it. I mean, this was only $147.
The difference with Baba and Tencent, as opposed to like you were talking about, what you called
Chinese name?
The EV name.
Yes, BYD.
The difference is like BYD and
BYD's getting killed.
But the EV names, it's just not a great business right now.
Right.
Whereas like when you're buying Tencent and Alibaba, all the stuff that you like about the Mag 7, you're getting with those names.
Yeah.
Like, and you're getting good valuations too. So at least this is like they're in markets that work and are growing currently, and they're with the AI theme and they're profitable. Like that's the difference. So like I'm an Alibaba believer as well. I get it. You got China risk, of course, whatever. Like that. When no one's telling you anything you don't know, that China risk has been built into the stock forever, as far as I'm concerned. So just try to respect that. I just want to. There was an interesting point. So when I was kind of critical of the downgrade by the Warner Brothers got a downgrade today, and they actually have a reasonable logic behind it. They're like, it's trading at 19 and the potential deal could be at 20, but if there isn't a deal, the stock could go down to like 11 or 12 bucks.
Right.
So it's like they were basically saying it's a risk to reward proposition.
But like,
to buy it here there's not enough reward,
But
and
they
the
put
risk
a
is.
target at 14.
That's what I don't
saying
understand.
It's going there.
That's what's nonsensical to me. They have a target of 14, but then I read their note. It says if the deal doesn't happen, they think it's going to 11. So from a risk to reward standpoint, that actually makes sense on WBD to call it a downgrade because they just believe why would you buy it here if they're saying 10% upside at the most, but you could be back down here if there is no deal. So again, I just want to make sure I cleared that up because there is no deal yet. We're just talking pure speculation. Now, everything I've read suggests that a deal is coming this week,
right.
But until it's announced, you got a heck of a lot of risk here in Warner Bros. And it is down 7%, so credit where credit is due. It looks like they might have got that right. Okay, so AMD, the volume weighted average price is a pretty solid metric. Just remember at the open, sometimes it's not very clean off VWAP, but later on in the day, I usually expect VWAP to get respected. Maybe not the way that it was on the initial push here on AMD, because it bounced, like it fell into VWAP on one candle, like 50 pennies right into VWAP, and then bounced right back in. I've moved my stop to break even. I'm looking for this to continue back down through. So if you lose VWAP and the market heads back to the lows, let's look for the 160 level on AMD. I do still think that the chips are trying to go a little bit, and this is it's in a retracement upward trend for AMD after a big time drop. I know the valuation concerns aren't that great, especially when you compare them to NVIDIA, but it's still kind of upward sloping into this 164 level. So if it holds on to VWAP, I probably jump out of this trade and at least consider a reverse at the 162. For sure, WCM, good times. Thank you for the super chat. Ooh, you're going to need Bitcoin to help you on this one. One more time, GME gap fill to 28 plus coming. Daily chart, go back to June. That's a lot to digest in there. Gap fill to 28, you say. Oh, that could happen. You can see what's going on. The 200 period moving average in 26. That's the rejection point. The second there's buyers above that price, why wouldn't it get to 28? There's not much standing in its way. But what's the catalyst here? Bitcoin pushing to 120? Well, that Bitcoin's not really doing anything. GME on fundamentals, you tell me what the fundamentals are that it's going to get it there. I think you want crypto hype, or in an absolute miracle, maybe you get like a 50 basis point cut. That will take it to 28, I think. That'll take a lot of things that are a squeeze potential higher. But I don't think you're going to get that tomorrow, unfortunately. I'm not sure the catalyst here that's going to get you over the hump if it's not going to be Bitcoin. So 26, another rejection here. Not really sure what gets you over the hump, but I do like technically the look. Let's go to Adara. It's already past 10:30.
Yeah, oh, yeah, wow.
Or something.
That's late.
Well, keep an eye here on Eli Lilly, LLY. This one announcing a $5 billion factory in Virginia that'll be finished in 5 years. This factory will create almost 2,500 apparently high-wage jobs. It'll be 2,450 high-wage jobs will be created by this factory. They're also saying they're going to be revealing 3 more U.S. plant locations this year, and they're going to start medicine productions at all of these 4 plants within 5 years. So again, Eli Lilly announcing this Virginia plant, also saying there will be 3 more plants announced very shortly. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Adara. Yeah, so just in case you guys...
The Dixie is...
yeah, the dollar's moving around. Okay, we can have a look at that. Sharif, that turbo stock, we're long $6. It went to $19. Like, absolutely unbelievable there. So I'm like, I'm learning from Sharif on how to trade these little names there. So shout out to the muscled one over there. All right, so yeah, good move. I like FXI too. We talked a little bit there. Oh wow, I just got one. Thank you though. That was much appreciated on that. So I will I'll have that one. All right, cheers.
Hold on a second. So
hopefully your day is a profitable one, my friend. Okay, so yeah, the only thing I was gonna look at FXI. I mean, there it goes again. I like we missed. Like I'm long Alibaba, but we didn't buy more at the bottom. You know, we've been talking about that. I don't really have. It's not that I don't really have. I have no other Chinese names. I mean, obviously, when you're having NVIDIAs of the world and stocks like that, you are exposed to obviously the Chinese economy and what goes boom over there. Tesla, another name, obviously that's important to China, but or that trade can work with it. FXI just continues to go. So I feel like if you've missed Alibaba and Tencent and everything like that, maybe you can get involved
what about like
with
PDD
FXI. I mean, I can't believe
whatever. man, that was-
PDD is breaking a huge level right now.
PDD?
PDD has 500,000 shares on the offer at 130, like literally as we speak.
China's off, man.
It's
Damn,
just as you were
China.
saying. And look at the level on PDD. Right as you were just talking about it, just so happens that Pinduoduo, 400,000 shares on the offer. I might have said 500,000, but it's pretty darn close. So PDD up 2%, but that is a chunk. Someone just stacked on the offer at 130. JD.com would be another example of maybe something if you're late to the move. I just like Alibaba, so I'm not.
I wonder why they're late.
PDD's in the index, and PDD's the only one. Is the only Chinese major that's in the Nasdaq, right?
The thing is, the Mag 7.
Is that right?
Which was it?
PDD, Pinduoduo.
Is in the Nasdaq 100.
Is that correct?
Is it? Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like 99% sure. 90. I'm more sure than Fahad is a free throw shooter.
Yeah, Fahad is a pretty confident free throw shooter, though. I was gonna say, not 10 cents. I forget what I was gonna say, anyways. But here's 10 cent up right now. This name just continues to work out. 10 cent, boom. Like, Huawei, other names here, but 10 cent, the ADR just keeps on pushing higher and higher.
Cent.
So I don't know, man.
5 cents.
Like 5 cents, 10 cents.
Dollar?
25 cent, 100 cent. It seems like it
That is a
keeps
dirty
on
song, by the way.
Going. Get out of here, man. There's too many flies up in the air. Yesterday I'm leaving.
That's not getting better.
No, but yesterday I'm leaving, and I look over there. The door is wide open.
It's not going to get better.
Beside about 7
better.
garbage bins.
But you know it's not getting
maybe
better.
this door open is not the greatest idea right there, but shout out to Doors Open. That's actually a good thing that they have here in Toronto called Doors Open. All right, so we just want to, you can go into different places for free. Right there, $15 broke. So we did get out of half of our trade there on Turbo. So there it is, coming through again. So yeah, man. Another stock I think is maybe breaking out there is MARVELL, MRVL. There could be a call here for this one. It's downside right now, but if you're going to look at the daily,
Well, the chips are all weak right now.
Okay. Yeah, so this one made its low down into here. Now we made a mistake of buying it before earnings, like right here at 74.50 or something that day, and then it went all the way down into $60, and now it's trying to bounce off 60, and it took this level out, $66, but like Neil said, everything's falling in today, so it's not really breaking out, it's just trying.
Well, except for Intel, apparently.
It's trying its best to hold. Yeah, Intel, I feel like I want to get out of this one. Maybe tonight I'll ask Brian Shannon about this one, and I got to talk to him about Rigetti tonight, because this was a name that he had called off that 50-period moving average, and it really started to work off of there. So let me see what he thinks now as we have a couple topping tail candles. I said on OPENDOOR, it's only 8 cents in the money, but I mean, it's been up here before and didn't do anything. So I'm going to whatever. I just punched out some at 8 there. So let's see if OPENDOOR can get back to the upside right now as we're rocking. I'm at the highest spot I've been at all day, so we're pretty proud of that. Let's see if we can get even higher, but it can't be before we go over to Adara at the desk with our crypto moments.
Before we get into Sector Watch, I do have a story here with NVIDIA. So I looked into this. It looks like this was reported as early as late last night. So it's not necessarily breaking news, but either way, U.S. lawmakers are reportedly looking into more information, potentially doing a probe here on the relationship between FutureWay and their NVIDIA facility. So FutureWay is the research and development arm of Huawei, though apparently the companies have very little connection to one another beyond it being a branch of Huawei. Anyways, I guess this facility that they have, which is NVIDIA related, is a bit concerning for some of these U.S. lawmakers. If I get more details on this, I'll let you know. But that is the story here. Some more China NVIDIA related, I guess, drama, for lack of a better term. Let's take a look at the sector board. We have a pretty mixed performance here with the Nasdaq relatively flat. You can really see that reflected on this sector board because we've got some sectors that are green and some that are equally as red. Energy minerals really strong. Your XOM, ConocoPhillips, all to the upside. There's very few red names to be found here, so great look for energy minerals. Consumer durables continuing to be lifted by another good day for Tesla. Consumer services a lot more mixed. Producer manufacturing taking a hit here. GEV down almost 3%. Health technology mixed, but then we've got some weakness in communication, health services, utilities. and finance. Retail trade once again trying to be held up by Amazon, and electronic technology really, I think, exemplifying the mixed performance we have in this market. We've got some green names across the two sectors. Apple, then we also have Oracle again on watch with this US TikTok deal. But we also have weakness in NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Broadcom, three of the largest names in the market. So mixed performance across the board and even within some of these sectors. But if you are looking for strength, energy minerals might be the one obvious place to go here. Back to you. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Thank you very much, Adair. Oh, that's what I meant. I meant to talk about the Dixie just very briefly.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what
I knew that there was something that we were forgetting about.
And I was like 10 cents, but it was $1.
Yeah, the U.S. dollar index has been trending down all morning. Now, what's interesting about that is sometimes you get that inverse relationship between stocks and the US and the USD. You're not getting it so far. Like, it's been bleeding. Bleeding's maybe not the right word. Trending down would be the right way to go. And that's with the market. Just very quickly, I did jump out of AMD. It held 160 there. I can go back. It was just a trend reverse. It was favoring short, but there was no chance it was, with the chips being relatively weak today, there was almost no chance that it was getting to 164. So when it came up, the only place to play it was the prior high. It did a trend break, kind of got it as it came back into the middle, slipped into VWAP, then it bounced off to 160, so I trailed out of it there. We are back at the top in Dave & Buster's. So Dave & Buster's still holds on to that 20 level after all. This could really try to gap fill if it takes out this high. So my stop is here. It's about 20 pennies higher. It hasn't gone more than 1990. So when you look at it, it's like, okay, it's kind of moving like 3% is the effective range on the stock when it's down 15%. Yeah. So it's very much an inside day. But this is the other thing I didn't mention. Unless you're familiar with the stock, Dave & Buster's is like 40-something% short float, which is actually gigantic. That's pretty big. I mean, as far as short floats go, that's about as big as it gets. So when you start breaking out levels, you got to get out of Dodge. And I'm not saying that their report was good or that I like the stock to the long side, but I mean, if it takes out that local high, I might reload one more time on a trend break, but if it takes out that local high, it's an easy stop out right above the high. 1 penny above, and then I'm just going to want to get out of that sucker for good. So I don't know if I will jump back into AMD. If I do, the first place I will look is the volume weighted average price. As the chips are weak, you saw that on that board. Broadcom was down. NVIDIA is looking pretty weak as well. Like, here's Broadcom. We were joking in the afternoon. Not joking. One of the things we were talking about is why does, like, Broadcom, this is a Magnificent 7. The Grateful 8 or whatever the... Can't say the Hateful 8 because they're good. Fun. But like, Broadcom needs to be on the list. It's kind of nonsensical that it just gets left out, especially with AI being a thing. But Broadcom down a point, NVIDIA not looking at that great either. So if you're looking at a chip name other than Intel, decent chance it's not looking too hot today. And as for why Intel's up, I don't know. Sometimes it's just strong when when the rest of the chips are weak, but vice versa as well.
So we have a new position here, same space as Neil was just talking about. Let's go Silicon, though. Let's go MARVELL right here, chips with the dip. So we're going to go long. We just punched long at 44 there, just came in. I mean, looking at the 50 period, so we're going to try to take, there we go. We just got 10 cents on that one. But we're just trying to play off this 67.25. That's the 50 period moving average. I don't know, a nice drop down here, drop down $1.40. I don't really know why it did that, so we'll just go top to bottom there. We only got it at 10%. If this breaks 67.25, then we'll put our first L on the board. We'll see if that does happen or not. I don't know. Hopefully not. We'll wait. But here it comes. Okay, so nice move down. Adair just talked about Eli Lilly. Now this is the, you guys will see us talking, like we talked about buying some Webull. You guys know I'm long JP Morgan. But one of the more recent buys, we bought some Eli Lilly right here at 750. So right here. We switched out of, which was a huge mistake. I was right into this area. It was before this move down there on earnings, but it was right into here somewhere. So it was like I think it was exactly 750 to be honest with you, or 751, but it was around there. And then they missed out, and then we were able to buy some. Luckily, we reloaded it. We let it go 3 days down on that, and we got it at 639 there. So that turned out to be okay. So. But the story to be told is that we got out of Google in and around this spot to get some, which is so stupid because I'm sitting on cash down to the downside. We actually just put out a reel about what to do if you had 10 grand, and I said you got to keep something in a high dividend or a high yielding sort of cash account, because you never know when opportunity is going to strike where you want to put some of that cash to work. And I think there's some opportunities happening right now in the market, which is why I was like, I want to buy some BABA and things like that. All right, so we just stopped again at 58. I'm going to offer some 56s here on MARVELL. Maybe it comes, there we go, well, it just runs through and we get a little bit there. So there we go, we get the whole thing. So we get some 56s, there we go. Oh, I'm also waiting at 60s, and then that'll be it. We've got out of a third now for MARVELL, just topping out. You know, it's been a great day. We talked about that. We had Tesla 412s right there. My top out on Tesla's 419 and change, but then we also have an out when it broke 414 down there, so that ain't good. We get that MARVELL there for 10 cents as well. The TQs, flat, completely flat on the day on that trade. OPENDOOR is going to be a nice one, so we'll go bang on that, or awesome for that, as we just got more out there. Now we have less than 5% left, and then we just wait for MARVELL, and then of course the big one, you can see it, it is real down there, Turbo. Like, again, it was hot fire off the open. This is a 1 million share float. It's already done 100 million. Turbo, nothing but love now for you and the upside. So just so you guys know, Turbo right now is like 85% of my net on the day. Relatively flat on OPENDOOR, relatively flat on the TQQs there. Oh, and then Tesla. So Tesla's the bigger one. So yeah, Tesla's what's helping out that last 15 or 20%. So that's it for me. And it's over to Adara right now. What's up, BITF? Yeah, I like Bitcoin. Shout out to Ramin. I was talking to her about Bitcoin the other day, and I know that she stepped into it as well. So we definitely like some IBIT. Let's see if that one wants to get going as well. Ethereum and IBIT. I actually think that there could be my guy Tom Lee over there, of course, talking about a super cycle coming in Ethereum and IBIT off this rate cut. So I don't know if that's the case or not. I don't even know exactly what a super cycle is.
If we got 50 points, that'd be another place to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think crypto follows the market almost hand in hand right now with the Nasdaq. So I think you're right. If it's a cut tomorrow, you just go over to Mag 7 land, buy Mag 7 names.
I kind of want to buy open.
I know you mentioned that.
If it's 50 basis points, that stock's going to squeeze. Shorts are probably scared of that, I would say.
I think that's too easy. That's why I
IWM.
I worry about it. IWM, same way, man. I like all of that. So, all right, it's 10:48. Are we going over there? Yes. All right, let's go see what Adara's up to.
Hims and hers on watch. HIMS taking a bit of a dive. Bloomberg reporting that the FDA has issued a warning letter to Hims and hers health. Now, it is worth noting we heard a story to this effect yesterday, so this could be a bit of a repeat. We know that Marty McMacary, who is involved with the FDA, did have some concerns with this company's Super Bowl ad. So I'll have to wait for more details to see if this is different. But either way, this stock dropping. As you can see, there is volume on this move as well, as the FDA does reportedly issue a warning letter to HIMS. Back to you.
Yeah, I don't have a pun. I don't have a pun for that one, but not looking good for Hims. It's still up 2%, but Oracle is retesting LOD here. And just keep in mind, where we're at in Oracle is 2 days worth of resistance, and then go back into last week on Thursday support. So this 306 to 307 area is a pretty big deal for Oracle. Like if it's going to turn, like if you're going to turn, you're going to turn in this range. So I like, we took AMD on a bit of a reversion play. The only problem with the mean revert here is it already tried to break the trend. So I don't have, like the standard entry is like, hey, it breaks the trend, you go long. Well, I would already have been long if I did that and it would have taken the L. So thankfully I didn't look at it. But maybe if we can get increasing volume on a breakout of 09, that'll look pretty good. I did reload in Dave & Buster's. I mentioned that to you guys. And then AMD is holding on to 160 very, very nicely. There's still that buyer at the 160 level, but there's also a seller here. So we're consolidative on AMD. If the market goes, the chips can't stay down forever. So as long as 160 holds, I'm open to the idea of a long, but not until it starts breaking away from this. I say guy, but you know what I mean. It's just whomever is selling here at 160 and 160.40. Let's go to Adara. We know the US dollar is not looking too good. Maybe it's going to try to bounce.
Yeah, here's the 3-minute on the US dollar. It's really consolidating near its low of day. We'll take a look at the daily chart for context. And the US dollar is finally broken out of, for the most part, of that range that we've been in for about a month. So USD breaking lower and breaking below the support we made in late July around that 97 level. So Will this weakness continue for the DXY? We'll have to find out. But either way, it is worth noting, given how long this range lasted, this is a notable move for the US dollar. Also notable, we will have this Fed in place for tomorrow's meeting. That's right, this is the Fed that will be in place. By that I mean, Lisa Cook will be staying. A U.S. appeals court basically said that she will be staying in place for the September meeting. And Stephen Myron was just confirmed and sworn in as a Fed member. The Fed confirmed that. Their FOMC meeting began about 20 minutes ago, I believe. Now the meeting will conclude tomorrow with that rate decision announcement at 2 p.m. Fed Chair Powell giving the press conference at 2:30. So this is the Fed that will be locked in for that meeting and the people voting on that key decision. Now let's talk about the decision before we send you back to Sean and Neil. 96% of participants are expecting a 25 basis point cut. It does really look like, by all accounts, that will be the move that we get. However, there is a minority of opinions thinking we might get a 50 basis point cut. Those include members of the Trump administration and some of the individuals that are being talked about as potential Fed chair candidates by said administration. However, when you look at the CME Fed Watch tool, only just under 4% of participants want the 50 basis point cut. So this has been set in stone for the last couple of weeks, but A, looks like we will be getting a cut. B, that cut will likely only be 25 basis points. Nothing new there. And again, just a reminder, here is our Fed voting body for tomorrow, though only 12 of these members will actually have a voting say. Back to you.
Anyways, we'll talk.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you so much there, Adara. We were just sort of talking about the NOS boss coming in. That wasn't the only guest we had on the aftermarket show last night. Adara's dad was great.
Yeah, I had no idea of any of this.
Which
That's
was
great.
super cool. And if you can certainly tell where Adara gets the energy from. The first thing that came to my mind after we had him, I was like, I'd love to grab a beer with him. That first, I don't like. Anyways, that's just where my mind went. Super cool, dude, and super chill and easy in front of the camera. 100%.
Yeah, good, man. That's awesome. I didn't even realize he stepped through. That's
it was a fun aftermarket show. Got to get used to the desk. They moved the camera on me because I'm used to the camera, like you're turning and talking to each other, and then I can look straight ahead. But then the camera is turning away from Adara, which is a little bit awkward. But just jump right. Oh, all right. So I just got VWAP. I was about to say. Dave and Buster's are retracing back into the volume weighted average price. This time I'm getting out at VWAP. There's still a buyer at the 20 level. So the short off the highs, again, it goes into about 2070 and then bounces at 2020. It's just giving you 50 pennies right now. And if an SSR name keeps catching a bit at VWAP, eventually it's going to burn you and break out that top. Over 40% short float, so I'm going to step away from that one. It doesn't give me the follow-through that I wanted into the lows, but you take what you can get and you don't be upset and move on to Oracle, which, there was a time Oracle was on the Nasdaq. That time is not now. It's on the New York. That's my bad. I
wonder when that switched.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, well, I'm not remembering that.
It was a while ago because I know on our daily chart, it shouldn't have the switch on our daily chart, right? At P Pro 8, so you can go back. It was a few years ago, but our chart's not going to go far back enough. But it is now breaking trend, so it looks like this could be headed. Maybe it gets to VWAP, I don't know. I mean, the market would probably have to show us a little bit of strength, but I want to look for some kind of a higher low entry. It broke the trend a while ago, so I didn't really have a standard let's buy the dip on a trend break look, but if it can do like a reverse head and shoulders, then 308, this area would hold here. So that's the next trade I'm looking for. If AMD does nothing, which it's not doing anything right now, and play doesn't give me a reload, then I'm looking at either Oracle at the 308 level. That'd be sort of an obvious place to go. And yeah, that's about it, really. It's going to be Oracle, Play, or AMD next for me. But you got to hold 308. This stock is definitely counter trend to the market, despite being up 2% on this TikTok headline, which, I mean, it's good news for them in that if there is some kind of a deal announced, they're supposed to be part of it either way, right? So they're already storing data for U.S. customers, and that would remain in effect. So it's a positive story. They've just been selling it off all morning. Sell the news. Yeah, no, it's been an interesting morning in many names. Like I was saying, Marvell's trying to come down there, and I know you're just looking at Oracle there with that. Again, it's such a story name, right? I mean, headline. Yeah, so we'll wait to see what winds up happening with Oracle. We said about very, very headline driven, needless to say.
all of you guys. But yeah, Neil's asking what's for lunch, and so I like that, man. So let's go.
I forgot it.
Here.
It's like 10:56 already.
Yeah, it's late. I know. That's what I was saying. When you said it was 10:30, I was like, what in the... okay.
Not even done my coffee.
What day is today? Wednesday? All right. It's Tuesday, yeah. Okay, so let me just double check here.
Don't do that to me.
What we're doing. Okay, we've had this many a times, and it continues to be mispronounced by me. So today's, it's Thai beef and basil stir fry, otherwise known as Pad Gra Prao. Pad Gra Prao, Thai beef and basil stir fry for lunch. That should be pretty good. I mean, the Thai basil beef has been generally pretty good. I don't know what's going to be on top of our salad. Hopefully, it'll be something similar to
better than yesterday.
Beef or something. I don't know. Yesterday, I had tuna on mine. You had chicken. Steamed jasmine rice. On the side with a vegetable stir fry, needless to say, obviously. Yeah, that's about it. And cabbage salad. So, you know, that's what's for lunch right there. I think that's
nice and healthy.
Going to be a good lunch there. So, Pad Grao Pao, which is Thai beef and basil, with jasmine rice, veggie stir fry, and a cabbage salad. So, yeah, shout out to everybody there that's working on their lunches today, and it should be a good one around here. Before we let you guys go, Turbo, I'm not going to be here. Obviously, we'll go to the gym. We'll come back around 1 o'clock or 12:30. But there it is, dripping back in. So we have less than 2% left of this name. So yeah, there it goes, breaking the 50. I should have been a little more smart about that. We do want to get out if it breaks the 50. So now let's use that last wick as our last trigger piece out. So let's just do that. $12.99. Actually, let's be exact with it. It's fine. $12, $12.85. Let's go 12.79er right there. We'll offer that out, and we will stop out of TURB if and when it breaks below $12.99. Open, we got them all out. We're holding a small piece. If that breaks a day's low, we're out of that one as well. And then MARVELL, just, I don't know. Maybe we'll put another piece there. Let's just put another piece at 60, and if we're able to get out, we'll take another piece there. I'm waiting at 74s as well. So our best outs here, 58s or 60s on this name already. So there it is. Hopefully we rip up. I'm at 59, so there it is. We'll clear that out for a little bit more money in the pocket here on MARVELL. Let's go. So we're long at 44s now on MARVELL. It's at 62. Hopefully that can get going. Chinese names continue to run.
BBAI high of the day.
Let's go, BBAI. Wow, this is a good day to check the account. Maybe
1 minute, 1 minute to go, but BBAI is not going to wait a minute, I don't think, for it before it breaks out the high. Just for everybody tuning in, we have checked multiple times. There is no specific story on Big Bear AI, but this morning there was a 1.9 million share buy imbalance right off the jump. And that didn't pair off until after the open. Like, we were watching it, it didn't pair off going into 9:30. So it stayed there at the open. Possibly, I mean, I don't want to, whatever. Yeah, it caused a move to the upside. If you don't pair off a 2 million share buy imbalance, it's going to cause an up move. It retraced, held a breakout price of 535. I think you hunt for a VWAP retracement. I mean, Oracle, I might have missed it. AMD's not doing anything down here. It might have been worth staying in the short. It's like, if it's not going to bounce, then it might have been worth it staying in the AMD short. But Big Bear AI, I think for this afternoon, if it's above the volume weighted average price and it's a squeeze name, check and check. Look for the long here and some continuation. This has been a good trend break.
Those Big Bear AI.
Big time trend break. Like, look at that downward trend. That's almost like algo selling and buying. There's room to $6 on this thing. So I think you buy the dip on a fail break back into VWAP for this afternoon. And let's see if we can't get to $6 on Big Bear AI. I know there's probably some names that we didn't cover, and I'll leave you with the last one. We got a super chat about GameStop.
Oh.
Who knew? It did break out. So GameStop, I think the target people were asking for was like the 28 level. I don't know if you get there today, but at least you can maybe get to the high from last week, which is another 30 to 40 cents from here. This is another good breakout play. I just feel as if Big Bear AI has a kind of more obvious technical level for myself to bounce off of. And much better. I mean, the thing is, Big Bear AI has done like 80 million in volume, and GameStop has done 3.5. So you trade Big Bear AI because I think it's just a little more opportunity in that stock. But nothing wrong. But nothing wrong with GameStop. Nothing wrong with it. Let's go over to the midday. Have fun at the gym. We'll be back at 2 o'clock.
See you
after we eat some chicken.
Go Turbo.
Go get them, boys.
No beat.